the winter kitchen and bath event for pros, going on now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing, valid through March 7th.
He might know coach that the Raiders interview.
Auto Parts and
I
pick up
couldn't tell
5
you.
parts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save money with 5 parts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Why shop Arthur F. Schultz first for furniture, appliances, or a new mattress? This is Rob Schultz for Arthur F. Schultz, 26th and Cascade in the heart of Erie. We have America's best brands at the lowest possible prices, great financing offers, and absolutely free delivery. Very simply, nobody beats Arthur F. Schultz for price. Second, selection. We have 2 giant floors displaying more sofas, chairs, mattresses, appliances, and recliners than you'll find anywhere. So nobody beats Arthur F. Schultz for selection. Third, service. We own our building, and that saves thousands of dollars each month in rent. In turn, we pass the savings on to you in the form of free delivery. That could save you hundreds of dollars on your purchase. In addition, our knowledgeable home consultants can arrange free in-home design appointments to ensure the perfect living room, dining room, bedroom, or kitchen. Shop Arthur F. Schultz first, where quality and customer service are everything for over 100 years. And remember, there's only one Arthur F. Schultz, and it's located at 939 West 26th and Cascade in the heart of Erie.
At the Home Depot, free carpet installation means free carpet installation. And free includes clearing out furniture, ripping out old carpet, hauling it away, even carpeting stairs, with no hidden fees. Free installation on carpet $699 or more means free installation. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on carpet priced $1 or more per square foot. Specialty items may be priced separately.
Give an hour. Give a Saturday. Give your best. We all have special talents, things we can do to help. And when we reach out a hand to one, we influence the condition of all. Get Connected Erie is a simple web-based solution to helping individuals find local volunteer opportunities that fit their interests and skills. Get Connected allows you to go online and create a custom profile and helps you find opportunities that meet your availability. There are hundreds of volunteer options available every day.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
This Saturday, Rainbow Gardens. Over 30,000 wings will be served. Over 25,000 fingers will be licked. And the beer will be flowing. Yes, it's back. The 16th annual Erie's Best Wings Chicken Wing Cook-Off with Budweiser and Widget Financial from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Erie's Best of the Best will be cooking up the best wings in the tri-state area. It's still only $10 to get in. And that gets you 10 wings in your People's Choice ballot. The under 5 crowd gets in free. Partial proceeds benefit Lake Erie Fanfare. While you're there, try your luck at some small games of chance. We'll have the pop and lots of beer for sale. And plan on placing your takeout orders and taking your favorite wings home. Ye Old Sweet Shop will be on hand selling treats and sweets. This Saturday, the 16th annual Erie's Best Wings Chicken Wing Cook-Off returns with Widget Financial, Budweiser, and CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Check out Otis 12 Bar and Grill, Blackjack's Bar and Grill, Buffalo Wild Wings, and others.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 7575 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 7575.
501-3689.
WRIE Erie and W242CU Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260, sponsored by Bianchi Honda, voted Erie's best for auto sales and service.
I couldn't tell you.
CBS Sports Radio.
Sports Flash.
I'm Crystal Presti, only about 2 hours away from kickoff in Foxborough, gearing up for NFL Championship Sundays. We'll set the Super Bowl 52 matchup by the end of the night, and leading things off, it's the Patriots and the Jaguars in the AFC title game. A lot of mystery and intrigue surrounding the injury to Tom Brady's throwing hand this week, but he will start for New England. Reportedly threw the ball great at practice on Friday. Typical Bill Belichick blueprint. He had his players talking up the Jags all week long. This was Rob Gronkowski.
That's a big challenge. They got very talented players on both sides of the ball, especially on the defense. They got many, many great players, and it's going to be a big challenge. It's the best team we're facing all year. We got to be ready. We got to be prepared. And it's going to be a big, tough challenge for sure.
On the Jacksonville end, plenty of interest in the Tom Coughlin storyline. As the Jags one step away from the Super Bowl in his first year as an executive, Doug Marrone asked how much influence Coughlin has had.
I've leaned on Coach pretty good from day one. So, I don't think I can lean on him anymore because I'm a big guy, and if I lean on him, it might hurt him a little bit.
Marrone trying to keep it light throughout the week. The anti-Belichick. Meantime, NFC title game in Philadelphia. The Eagles hosting the Vikings. Battle of the backup quarterbacks. Nick Foles just trying to keep it simple, eye on the prize.
It's obviously a very big game. There's 4 teams left. But that's where just getting into the rhythm of your preparation and trusting that and eliminating distractions.
He's been steering the ship since Carson Wentz blew out his knee. And then you got Case Keenum trying to help the Vikings become the first team to ever play in the Super Bowl in their home stadium. When did Minnesota wideout Stephon Diggs know Keenum could do the job in place of the injured Sam Bradford?
I didn't have a time period like week 6 or week 7. We'll be fine. Since day one, I had all the belief in him. I feel like he could get the job done. He prepared the right way. He does things the right way. So I had all the confidence in him.
Fellow wideout Adam Thielen expected to play through some pretty significant back pain today. That game will kick off shortly before 7 Eastern. Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur is expected to take the Giants' head coaching job as soon as Minnesota's season ends. And ESPN reports he is targeting Jack Del Rio as his defensive coordinator. Del Rio, of course, recently fired by the Raiders. And new Giants general manager Dave Gettleman reportedly plans to rebuild the team with Eli Manning rather than moving on from the 37-year-old veteran quarterback. NBA, Celtics, and Magic just about to get underway in Boston, where the home team is looking to avoid a 3-game skid. They do have Kyrie Irving back from a 1-game injury absence, in which they were held to 80 points against the Sixers back on Thursday. College hoops, got a couple of top 25 games at the half. It is number 23 Michigan leading Rutgers by a score of 27-21, and 25th-ranked Miami up on NC State 36-32 at the break. I'm Chris Lopresti.
You want your news, you want your stories, you want your convo, we got you covered every weekday. More importantly, we got your sports. Tiki and Tierney every weekday from 3 to 6 Eastern. CBS Sports Radio.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I could tell you.
You're home of the Erie Otters all season long right here on CBS Sports Radio, 96.3 and 1260.
CBS Sports Radio.
I ain't got too much to say, but y'all make sure y'all bring that same energy out here next week and the week after. We going to the Super Bowl and we gonna win that. We gonna win that.
You're listening to CBS Sports Radio, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all live, all the time.
And I'm Andrew Filipponi. That was Jalen Ramsey. Got caught up in the excitement, the pandemonium, the hysteria of his team's win over the Steelers. I would say this is an example of irony, where a guy feels like his team, the Jaguars, benefited from the Steelers disrespecting them, looking past them. Mike Tomlin, Le'Veon Bell, Mike Mitchell, all talking about a rematch with New England before that game happened. Jalen Ramsey, one of the Jacksonville players who said that it inspired them. It motivated them to play a better game. And then as soon as they beat the Steelers and get back to Jacksonville, what does he say? We're going to beat the Patriots, we're going to win the Super Bowl, and we're going to bring this bleep back to Jacksonville. Guy's got way more confidence than I have in the Jaguars today. Although, it's not a lonely ship. You know, the spread would tell you that it's a mismatch. New England favored by 7.5 points. The line opened close to 10. It's dropped a couple points. I think some of that had to do with a little bit of panic earlier in the week regarding Tom Brady's hand, but all indications are this afternoon that Brady will be fine. Probably won't even wear a glove during the game. And this Jacksonville movement, this idea that the Jaguars are going to come out here and win this game, that ship or that bandwagon is filled up with passengers as we've gotten closer to kickoff, and now we're just 2 hours away.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
That whole... I've heard... That's another one of the Jacksonville arguments. They've got the confidence to go into New England and win this game. They believe in themselves. They're not intimidated. They won't back down. Just like the Ravens, just like the Jets. Well, both of those teams, Baltimore, the Jets, going into New England was not an eye-opening experience. It was not. It was not their first time. It was not their inaugural trip there. It was, the stakes might have been higher for like the Jets, let's say, or the Ravens had suffered heartbreak the year before. They had Billy Cundiff miss a chip shot field goal, had Lee Evans drop a touchdown pass, but they knew they could play with the Patriots there. The Jaguars don't know that. Doug Marrone was afraid to ask Blake Bortles to make plays against the Buffalo Bills. 2 weeks ago, that game had just kicked off, and we were about to watch one of the worst wild card games, one of the worst playoff games I think I've ever witnessed. Bills-Jags. You watch that game, and you're like, are either of these teams any good? And now 2 weeks later, I've got people telling me that Jacksonville is going to beat a team that is 18-3 at home in the playoffs in the Belichick-Brady era.
I couldn't tell you.
How is that possible? I'm Andrew Filipponi. You're listening to CBS Sports Radio. I am coming to you from the Quicken Loan Studios, national mortgage lender. Quicken Loans apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. You can follow us on Twitter at CBS Sports Radio. My Twitter is at the Pony Express, Pony spelled Poni. I read something I thought was really smart and dead on this morning about this game.
I couldn't tell you.
Peter King of Sports Illustrated talked about how the teams that have recently given the Patriots a hard time were teams that created some wrinkle, that they did something that was out of the box, something that New England couldn't prepare for, something where film or study wasn't helpful or useful because it was out of character. Mentioned some things that Atlanta did in the first half of the Super Bowl last year.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
They used a defender differently in that game. When this wasn't mentioned, but when Miami beat them earlier in the year, similar situation. Defensively, they came out with a look that they hadn't used all year. And so what is Jacksonville going to do? Is Jacksonville, because everybody is expecting that it's going to be run first, run second, run third. Does Jacksonville come out with Bortles, empty set, throw caution to the wind?
I couldn't tell you.
I can't picture Doug Marrone doing that. I don't think that they're going to... I think with Marrone and Coughlin, they believe do what you do best, do what got you here. How did you get here? And so I think that'll be, all right, Leonard Fournette, we need to ride you to victory. I anticipate New England, they're better against the run to begin with. I anticipate that they're going to put the numbers up front. It's a math game. They're going to make sure that Fournette doesn't have an MVP performance today. And if and when that happens, I don't believe Blake Bortles is good enough to make the requisite plays to win the game. If you want to join the conversation, you can. 855-212-4227. That is CBS Sports Radio's toll-free line. It's brought to you by Geico. Hey, everyone, here's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Do you need homeowners, renters, or motorcycle insurance, too? Get it all at Geico.com.
The minority coach that the Raiders
Let's
interview,
talk to Steve in Florida. He's on CBS Sports Radio. Hi, Steve.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Hey, so I disagree with you on the fact that you say they don't put the game in Bortles' hands. On the Buffalo game, on 4th and goal, they put the game in Bortles' hands, and he made a beautiful throw. In the Steelers game, that long play you were talking about, they put him in scoring position, and also that fullback vertical route. What they did, that was a pass option. He checked out of that run to get that pass. And also a little caveat on that.
Well, but hold on a second here. Okay.
Okay.
The minority coach that
you're
the
telling
Raiders
me
interview,
that
I couldn't tell you.
A game where a quarterback had more rushing yards than passing yards, that they trusted him to win that game?
I'm saying on the 4th and goal, you arguably have a top 5 running back in the game, and instead of just turning it around and giving it to Fournette, you did the play action to keep the ball in Bortles' hands.
Yeah, he made a good throw. He made a good play there. Sure.
That's all. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's better than Brady by any means, because one-handed Tom Brady is better than two-handed Blake Bortles. What I'm saying is, a Bortles, he seems so far in the postseason to make these plays when he needs to. He's not going to light it up.
Interview,
and also going off of that.
What do you think he's going to have to do? What do you think he's going to have to do to win this game today?
I think what he's going to have to do is the defense has to keep them close, and he's going to have to make those plays like he did in the first 2 games when the time comes. Because the Steelers kept punching back out within 7, and he kept continuing to make third down throws and plays to win the game. And the defense, I do think Brady.
But let's just examine for a moment some of those plays that you're talking about in the Pittsburgh game. I will give you
coach
that
the
throw
interview,
he made to Cole, the bomb he threw downfield to one of his wide receivers was a spectacular play, the best play he made the entire game.
Correct.
The other throws that we're referencing that kept the Steelers behind and helped them win the game, we're talking about, you brought up the fullback play, one pass option. Okay, no one is covering the guy.
Right.
Any NFL quarterback can make that play. The throw he makes to his running back, a screen to Yeldon in the second half that goes for 40 yards. Nobody's near him. Any quarterback can make that play. The opening drive where there's play action fakes, the Steelers have no clue what they're doing. Guys are wide open. He leads them downfield and hits wide open receivers. My point is, I don't think that New England is going to make things that easy for him today.
Right.
He's going to have to make. He made one really difficult throw against the Steelers, and he made that one really difficult 4th down play against the Bills. And I'm saying he's going to have to make it, and I'm telling you he's going to have to do more than that to win this game.
Okay. No, I agree. And I think one more caveat with Brady, he's thrown 6 interceptions in the past 7 games, which is very un-Brady-like, but just something to think about on the interception front. Since that Miami,
so you think he's, well, I don't like the Miami game because Gronkowski didn't play.
Well, no, I'm just saying the first Miami game, since then, from the regular season, I mean, he lit up the Titans, but since that first Miami game, he's thrown 6 interceptions.
Well, okay, so what do you think that means?
I just think that, I really think the way that the Jacksonville
coach
defense
that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
He's going to make more mistakes towards that secondary.
Steve, I'm going to ask you the same question that I've asked people that have called in and have picked the Jaguars today. I'm going to ask you the same question I've asked them. Who throws more interceptions in this game, Blake Bortles or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady, hands down to me. Tom Brady will.
Wow. Well, if that's how you feel, then you can take Jacksonville. But think about the way that sounds. Just let that marinate or digest that for a second. Tom Brady is going to throw more interceptions than Blake Bortles. Steve is willing to try to speak that into existence. He believes that will happen. He believes that the greatest quarterback in NFL history will turn the ball over, will give the ball away more than Blake Bortles this afternoon. I think that's the only way the Jaguars win the game. And I don't believe that that's going to happen. I don't really think it's possible.
I couldn't tell you.
855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4227. As we get closer to kickoff, how confident are you in the Patriots today? How much of a chance are you giving Jacksonville? 855-212-4CBS. Back with some of your thoughts on that next. I'm Andrew Filipponi, CBS Sports Radio.
At Discover, we believe anniversaries should be a time of celebration, not obligation. That's why we think annual fees are ridiculous. And now, just for giving us a try, we're going to give new card members a one-year anniversary gift they'll never forget. At the end of your first year, we'll match all the cash back you've earned dollar for dollar. No caps and no catches, because we know if you try us, you'll like us. And that's worth every penny. Try it and believe it at discover.com/match. Cashback match offer only for new card members. Limitations apply.
Are you paying too much for your Medicare Part D prescriptions? At Walgreens, that's a question you won't have to ask. As a preferred pharmacy with many plans nationwide, Walgreens offers copays as low as $0 on select plans. So switching your prescriptions to Walgreens will be worth the trip. Millions of people have Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy in their network, so you could be saving big. Switch your prescriptions and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. $0 copays apply to Tier 1 generics.
Listen up. These are Vince Wilfork's words of strength. Don't hit if it's possible to avoid hitting. But never hit soft. Theodore Roosevelt.
Independent studies confirm Castrol Edge is 3 times stronger against viscosity breakdown than the other leading motor oils.
If Castrol Edge is 3 times stronger than other leading oils, those oils can't actually be leading. Vince Wilfork.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
When it's time to install the cabinets and countertops, pros don't have time to wait around for the cabinets and countertops. So the Home Depot ships on-trend Hampton Bay cabinets and countertops with select finishes in as little as 48 hours. And during our winter kitchen and bath event, pros get 10% off bulk orders of 10 or more. Save time, save money. There's no better time. The winter kitchen and bath event for pros, going on now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing, valid through March 7th.
At the Home Depot, free carpet installation means free carpet installation. And free includes clearing out furniture, ripping out old carpet, hauling it away, even carpeting stairs, with no hidden fees. Free installation on carpet $699 or more means free installation. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on carpet priced $1 or more per square foot. Specialty items may be priced separately.
I couldn't tell you.
This Saturday, Rainbow Gardens. Over 30,000 wings will be served. Over 25,000 fingers will be licked. And the beer will be flowing. Yes, it's back. The 16th annual Erie's Best Wings Chicken Wing Cook-Off with Budweiser and Widget Financial from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Erie's Best of the Best will be cooking up the best wings in the tri-state area. It's still only $10 to get in. And that gets you 10 wings in your People's Choice ballot. The under 5 crowd gets in free. Partial proceeds benefit Lake Erie Fan Fair. While you're there, try your luck at some small games of chance. We'll have the pop and lots of beer for sale. And plan on placing your takeout orders and taking your favorite wings home. Ye Old Sweet Shop will be on hand selling treats and sweets. This Saturday, the 16th annual Erie's Best Wings Chicken Wing Cook-Off returns with Widget Financial, Budweiser, and CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Check out Irish Cousins, Coach's Sports Bar and Grill, and others.
It will take all of us working together to achieve our goal and reduce poverty in Erie County. Join the movement and get involved with the United Way of Erie County. There are many ways you can help. Whether it's important to you to solve a community problem, advance a worthy cause, or develop as a person, volunteering offers many benefits and appreciation for the gift of your time and expertise. It can help you learn new skills, meet new people, and make a difference in someone's life. Be a caring adult and give back to your community. Find hundreds of volunteer opportunities that match your skills and interests on getconnectederie.org.
The 2017
2017 OHL champion Erie Otters, the hottest game on ice. You can follow all the action right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260, the new broadcast home of the Erie Otters.
South 3-0 Erie.
Hi, this is Aaron Kuhn, the voice of the Otters. You'll hear it all. Every game, home and away, right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Oh, what a save!
The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs, and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Get your tickets at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857.
O'Reilly. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save money with 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. That's goodclearwater.com.
Your home of the Erie Otters all season long right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
You're listening to CBS Sports Radio, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all live, all the time.
I couldn't tell you. I basically said today that the analysts, the writers that have picked Jacksonville to win today are really just doing it for effect. That in order to strive for a better conversation or a disagreement or a debate, there have been people that are inclined to take Jacksonville today. Because if they don't, there really is not a robust conversation there.
The minority coach
and
that the Raiders
somebody's got to look at
I
the Jacksonville vantage point in this game in order to make it interesting. The same way Tony Romo chose to really, didn't come out and say it, but make it sound like Tennessee had a really good chance of winning in New England last week. That's what I think we have here. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say, like Chris Sims did, that Blake Bortles is the 70th best quarterback in the NFL, but I have a really hard time with, I'm struggling to comprehend how some people can say or think that because of Bortles, his strengths, what he's good at, and because of the strength of the Jacksonville defense, that somehow Bortles is going to have a better game than Tom Brady. And I think that needs to happen. I think in order for Jacksonville to win this game, Blake Bortles has to be better than Tom Brady. Whether it's Bortles that rises up or it's the Jacksonville defense that forces Brady into more mistakes.
I couldn't tell you.
However it happens, I don't think we'll have a game where I look at Brady's stat line, I see 350 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, but the Jaguars have won the game. Because I don't think that New England is going to beat itself the same way that Pittsburgh did last week. I can't see that happening.
The minority coach that the
so
Raiders
I think we've got a pretty
I couldn't tell you.
obvious. The outcome of the game is clear. The end result of the AFC Championship game, I believe, is New England win, and the way they win the game is certainly up for debate. At first, I was surprised how many people were picking Jacksonville, but when you think about it, when you get down to this point in the season and there's only 3 games left to talk about, it forces people to take a side or pick an opinion that is going to keep the conversation moving. That's why I'll say right now, if New England wins today, and let's say for some reason Philadelphia beats Minnesota, in the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, there will be people that pick the Eagles to beat the Patriots. There will be people that try to make a name for themselves or try to single themselves out or try to garner attention by picking Philadelphia to win. I think the logic behind the Jacksonville upset went out the window when Brady got healthy for this game. They needed a freak injury in practice. They needed him to miss the game, or they needed Brady to be badly compromised in order to win. And all reports out of New England this afternoon suggest that Brady's going to be just fine. Let's talk to Brian in San Jose. He's on CBS Sports Radio. Hi, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me on your show, man.
Sure. What's up?
Hey, so I know
the minority
the reason
coach that the Raiders
why
interview,
Blake
I couldn't tell you.
Throw less interceptions than Tom Brady.
Okay.
And it's going to be one, because the Jacksonville Jaguars have to play their best defense in the entire year against the run, because they're 25th, I think, against the run this year.
21st.
And they're 21st. Thank you. And then Telvin Smith and Barry Church, because Jalen Ramsey's going to cover Gronk out wide, because they're going to force Tom Brady into 3rd and longs by playing good run defense.
The minority coach that the
And when they
Raiders
try
interview,
to throw the ball
I
over
couldn't
the
tell
middle
you.
of the field, there's going to be 2 at least guys, and it's probably going to be Smith and Church, most likely when Gronk's not split out wide, trying to cover him.
So then who takes the running backs out of the backfield?
It's going to be Miles Jack and Plesneski. I can never figure out how to say his name.
Plesneski?
Pretty Plesneski, thanks. But that's
why didn't that work against Pittsburgh? Vance McDonald, the Steelers tight end, 10 catches, 112 yards. Le'Veon Bell, 9 catches, 88 yards.
The minority coach
I think we
that
can
the
all
Raiders
agree
interview,
Big Ben's
I
a little
couldn't tell
bit
you.
more unpredictable than Tom Brady as far as where he's going to move within the pocket. And I think that really caused trouble with the Jacksonville defense, was the movement. Because Jacksonville's a lot like Seattle, and you're right, they couldn't switch it up against Brady, and they got beat. Atlanta couldn't switch it up as much against Brady in the second half, and they got beat. But Jacksonville can't switch it up. But I think what's going to win Jacksonville the game is those 2 players, because those defenses never had a player like that.
Okay.
The minority coach that the Raiders
Atlanta's
interview,
defense
I
was not good. They fired their defensive coordinator after the season. Frankly, they played above their heads in the first half of that Super Bowl. The Seattle defense that Brady tortured in the second half of the Super Bowl, that would have been Super Bowl 49, was great. And I would say if we went player for player, that defense was every bit as good as the one he'll see, frankly better than the one they'll see later today. I don't think that it's elementary that the Jacksonville defense,
I couldn't tell you.
If they want to throw numbers at Gronkowski, I still think it's a pick-your-poison situation on defense against the Patriots running backs out of the backfield, and I think they'll spread you out with their wide receivers. I think if you keep the corners on the wide receivers, it will probably push Brady's eyes to his tight end and his running backs. And if they want to gang up on Gronkowski, then I would anticipate guys like Rex Burkhead, who's now healthy, James White, and Deion Lewis all having big games. And I think White has proven in the big game that he can be very capable. Lewis showed over the second half of the season that he can get it done too. Here's VJ in Sacramento. He's on CBS Sports Radio. Hi, VJ.
Hey, Andrew. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm a huge Patriots fan, and today listening to your show, I just felt like I saw a doctor and got me my energy pill and my prescription taken care of today, because your show is giving me encouragement. And my self-encouragement is this, Andrew. First 4 games, we gave other teams 300-plus yards. After that,
the minority coach that the Raiders interview,
okay,
I couldn't tell you.
Against Pittsburgh. Ben had 1 fumble, 1 pick. Not forgetting the 2 fourth-down conversion. If they simply kick that field goal, Pittsburgh wins that game. But they went on 4th down, they misfired. So essentially, it was like 4 turnovers. All right, and everybody's.
And you know what? They turned those turnovers into 4 touchdowns. Jacksonville had a pick 6. The fumble set them up with short field. They scored. And both times they stopped the Steelers on 4th down. They scored touchdowns on the subsequent drives. So, yeah, I think there is some truth to that. I don't anticipate Brady will spot the Jaguars' points today. That would surprise me. I don't think that he'll throw an interception that gets returned for a touchdown. I don't think that he'll set them up with short fields. I think he'll take care of the ball a little bit better. Now, he won't make... Roethlisberger made unbelievable individual plays in that game. Plays that reminded me of what a physical specimen and what a physical
I couldn't tell you.
anomaly he is. The rare player that has, for his size, not that he runs great, but extend plays. The lateral throw he makes to Bell for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. I mean, he made superhuman plays. I don't think Brady's physical skills will be on display the same way. I think he'll beat the Jaguars with his brain. I think he'll pick them apart that way. I think when it's all said and done, Brady in this game will throw for close to 300 yards and he won't turn the ball over.
Tell you.
And if he does that, I don't see how Jacksonville wins. The Jacksonville formula, I don't think, is limited to just Fournette needs to run the ball well, you need to get to Brady, therefore the game's over. No, I also think Bortles needs to outplay Brady. And how many people believe that will actually happen? Who believes that? 855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4227. We're getting closer to kickoff. I would guess sometime soon we'll get the inactive list and we'll have it confirmed to us that Brady's going to play. I mean, the Patriots only have 2 quarterbacks, so they wouldn't make one inactive anyways. But we'll find out, the injuries that are on the severe side for both teams, and we'll find out other questionable players who's, unable to give it a go, like Jaguar safety Tayshaun Gibson, who's a pretty good player. I'm Andrew Filipponi. It's time for the latest sports update with Chris Lopresti.
CBS Sports Radio.
Sports Flash.
And Andrew, it's simply become second nature for the Patriots. 7th straight season they are playing in the AFC title game and the 12th appearance for them in the Bill Belichick era. Still, the future Hall of Famer doesn't take any of this lightly.
It's always a great privilege to be a participant in this game and take a lot of pride in competing for the AFC Championship this weekend.
His team hosting the upstart Jaguars in Foxborough shortly after 3 o'clock Eastern Time. All eyes will be on Tom Brady and that stitched-up throwing hand. He is expected to play. Reportedly threw the ball great during practice on Friday. Meantime, Jalen Ramsey and the Jags are trying to reach the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. Jacksonville, of course, built on its defense, but as they showed in that shootout win over the Steelers last weekend, certainly capable of scoring points as well. Here's Ramsey on Blake Bortles and company.
We trust them. Especially after last week, why would we not trust them? They had our back last week when, the narrative throughout the year has kind of been the opposite. They've had our back in a few big games that we've let teams score on us too much and that we still won the game because of them. So we got confidence in them.
They'll need to solve the New England defense today. Following that one, you got Eagles-Vikings in the NFC title game from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur expected to be the next head coach of the Giants, and ESPN says he is targeting Jack Del Rio as his defensive coordinator in New York. Also, general manager Dave Gettleman said to be moving forward with 37-year-old Eli Manning as his quarterback for 2018, but will also evaluate the QBs in the upcoming draft class as the Giants own the 2nd overall pick. NBA matinee underway from Boston. Under 5 to go, first quarter. The Celtics lead the Magic 21-15. Kyrie Irving was back at the starting lineup for Boston after sitting out the last game. Next game to get underway, Knicks and Lakers, 3:30 Eastern tip. How about this? The Knicks and the Rangers have played plenty of doubleheaders at Madison Square Garden over the years. It is their shared home. But for the first time since 1957, they will play road games in the same building on the same day. Knicks and Lakers first up on the Staples Center hardwood. And then it's Rangers-Kings on ice tonight in Los Angeles. Top 25 college hoops, second half scores. Michigan at home leading Rutgers 49-37. You also got Miami out in front of NC State 70-65 with under 8 minutes to play. I'm Chris Lopresti.
Ringing in 2018, but a lot less annoying than Seacrest. The DA Show, 9 a.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Radio.
CBS Sports Radio.
You're home of the Erie Otters all season long, right here on CBS Sports Radio, 96.3 and 1260.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender means choosing much more than just a rate. Let me ask you, does calling the company with the best client service in America with 12 J.D. Power Awards to prove it, matter? Does calling the company that invented Rocket Mortgage, the industry's most innovative, client-focused technology, matter? Does calling the company with 17,000-plus team members who are helping to rebuild the great cities of Detroit and Cleveland matter? Of course it matters. No wonder our clients have made Quicken Loans America's #1 online lender. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com for the best mortgage experience on earth. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't
Now
tell
through
you.
January 30th, you could win one of more than 17,000 prizes in the O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card giveaway powered by Valvoline. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today, pick up a game card, and follow the entry instructions to see if you're one of 500 lucky gift card winners each day. No purchase necessary. See O'ReillySweeps.com for official rules and details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Disclaimer, you will not be transported to the top of the world. In the unlikely event you find yourself in the Arctic Circle, seek shelter from the elements immediately to avoid frostbite and or hypothermia. Geico will not be responsible if you find yourself in a cave or crevasse with a lonely abominable snowman, who in all likelihood will force you to play games including but not limited to Go Fish, charades, Chinese checkers, or his personal favorite, Red Rover, send Yeti on over. Geico is not liable for any damages, either physical or emotional.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save money with 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Why shop Arthur F. Schultz first for furniture, appliances, or a new mattress? This is Rob Schultz for Arthur F. Schultz, 26th and Cascade in the heart of Erie. We have America's best brands at the lowest possible prices, great financing offers, and absolutely free delivery. Very simply, nobody beats Arthur F. Schultz for price. Second selection. We have 2 giant floors displaying more sofas, chairs, mattresses, appliances, and recliners than you'll find anywhere. So nobody beats Arthur F. Schultz for selection. Third, service. We own our building, and that saves thousands of dollars each month in rent. In turn, we pass the savings on to you in the form of free delivery. That could save you hundreds of dollars on your purchase. In addition, our knowledgeable home consultants can arrange free in-home design appointments to ensure the perfect living room, dining room, bedroom, or kitchen. Shop Arthur F. Schultz first, where quality and customer service are everything for over 100 years. And remember, there's only one Arthur F. Schultz. It's located at 939 West 26th and Cascade in the heart of Erie.
At the Home Depot, free carpet installation means free carpet installation. And free includes clearing out furniture, ripping out old carpet, hauling it away, even carpeting stairs, with no hidden fees. Free installation on carpet $699 or more means free installation. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on carpet priced $1 or more per square foot. Specialty items may be priced separately.
The minority coach
you need
that
a tattoo.
the Raiders interview, I
simple.
couldn't tell you.
It's easy. It's forever. It's a storyteller. It's about memories. Custom work. Body piercings. Ink Assassins can do that for you. Get your tattoo from Ink Assassins today. Ink Assassins makes you feel comfortable, especially if it's your first tattoo. Remember, with tattoos, you get what you pay for, and no one's better than Ink Assassins. Consultations are free, and walk-ins are always welcome. When you think tattoos, think ink. Ink Assassins, 26th and Peach, next to Federal Hill Smokehouse.
The 2017 OHL champion Erie Otters, the hottest game on ice. You can follow all the action right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260, the new broadcast home of the Erie Otters. South 3-0 Erie! Hi, this is Aaron Kuhn, the voice of the Otters. You'll hear it all. Every game, home and away, right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. Oh, what a save! The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Get your tickets at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857.
Home of the Erie Otters all season long right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
listening to CBS Sports Radio. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All live, all the time.
And I'm Andrew Filipponi. The inactive list is out for Jacksonville. Chris Ivory will be in a healthy scratch again. That has surprised me. Fournette didn't finish the season strong.
Coach that the Raiders
was ineffective against
I couldn't tell you.
the Bills. Rebounded against the Steelers, but he owns the Steelers. Steelers are a bad tackling team. He's a tough guy to tackle. Fournette doesn't really have breakaway speed. He's more of a plow horse, and that works against Pittsburgh. And Ivory, I think, is of a similar mold. Style the same. He's out for today's game. They're going to continue to go with T.J. Yeldon. They got Grant as the third running back there, so no Ivory. Gibson is active. This is another huge game for Bortles, not just because of reputation or what people have said about him or what people will continue to say about him, disparage him. Not just analysts, but what opposing players have said about him too, ripped him. But also for his pocketbook, his bottom line. And what do the Jaguars do with him this offseason? They've got a $19 million option on him to think about. Where do they go? I mean, if he gets the team to their first Super Bowl,
the minority coach that
you're going to move on from Blake Bortles this offseason? I think there is reason to think that Blake Bortles isn't, the right quarterback in Jacksonville. But at the same time, do I see Tom Coughlin and Dave Caldwell there getting rid of a quarterback that was good enough to go to Pittsburgh and New England and win?
The minority coach that the
Raiders
interview.
We have the Trent Dilfer precedent. They went with Elvis Gerbach the next year. It took Baltimore years to get back to the Super Bowl. They needed to draft the quarterback in the first round, Joe Flacco. So, I think it's a tough call. I think, even as of right now, if I'm the Jaguars, I would bring him back. $19 million for a quarterback isn't as much as you think. So that's what I would do. I mean, what's Mike Glennon making? $17 million? So again, believe it or not, $19 million is not in the upper echelon of NFL starting quarterbacks. It's not like he's going to be top 5 money. I'd bring him back for one more year, but I'd also look into his replacement. I wouldn't give... If the options are Blake Bortles or Kirk Cousins, I wouldn't go with Cousins. If the options are Blake Bortles or Alex Smith, I wouldn't bring Smith in as a rental. It doesn't look like Eli Manning is going to be available. So that marriage, getting Coughlin and Eli Manning back together, that doesn't seem to be in the cards. If the Giants are moving on from Manning, well, then there's a soft landing spot for him in Jacksonville. I'm sure Coughlin would take him back in a second, but it looks like Manning is going to continue to play in New York. So what do you do if you're Jacksonville? You wouldn't gamble on a rookie quarterback. You're going to be picking in the high 20s, or you're going to be picking 31st or 32nd. You take a quarterback there. Who's going to be there?
The minority coach
the
that
big
the
guys
Raiders
won't.
interview, I couldn't tell you.
I don't think any of the top quarterback prospects, Allen, Rosen, Darnold for sure won't be there. Lamar Jackson probably won't be there. Baker Mayfield probably won't be there. Mason Rudolph might not even be there. I mean, you could draft a quarterback in the second, third, fourth round, but what are the odds that guy is good enough in your camp or exhibition season to be your starter in year one? I think they're kind of stuck with Bortles.
The minority
I think the
coach
lack
that the
of
Raiders
attractive
interview,
options.
I couldn't tell you.
I just would not pay Kirk Cousins the kind of money he's going to demand to be my quarterback. I don't think that's a wise call. How about Case Keenum? I wouldn't do that either. If Case Keenum isn't a package deal with Pat Shurmur, Shurmur can't go to Jacksonville because he's a head coach. likely in New York. I don't want Case Keenum without him. I don't want Case Keenum without...
It's time for Erie Otters Hockey on WRIE Erie. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260 is proud to be the new home of Erie Otters Hockey. Now let's go live and join the voice of the Erie Otters, Aaron Cooney.
Maybe the J.D. McCarthy Arena just isn't the spot that the Otters have enjoyed on back-to-back weekends. Maybe this place just has been a building of horrors for the Erie Otters, even when they are the best team in the league.
The minority coach that the Raiders interviewed, I couldn't tell you.
The attack with another big-time offensive game as they look to find their way in the second half of the season as they took on the Erie Otters on a Saturday night from the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. And in the first period, at a 7:30 start, the Otters maybe have the best chance of the night to start the game. A 2-on-1 with Ivan Lodnia and Kyle Maximovich as the Otters threatened for the first time in the frame.
The minority coach that the Raiders interviewed, I couldn't tell you.
Off the tape of Ivan Lodnia. At 8:22, it was the attack, netting the game's first goal as they would get loose in the offensive zone, looking every bit of the conference finalists last year against the Erie Otters as they hemmed Erie into their own end for quite a bit before Kevin Hancock would blast a slapper from the left wing circle that would beat Daniel Murphy just over the left pad and under the glove.
That the Raiders interviewed,
I
couldn't tell you.
Had a chance to tie things up, and right after, just minutes after the opportunity that saw Owen Sound take the lead, Mac Guzda would absolutely rob Hayden Fowler at the bottom of the right wing circle. Fowler just hanging out, station camp there, looking for a good, maybe a rebound or something that would come his way, and it would, as a point shot from Josh Wayman would go off his skate, come right to the tape of Fowler, but going right to left, post to post, Mac Guzda gets a glove hand on it, makes the stop.
The minority coach that the Raiders interviewed, I couldn't tell you.
But you still can't prove where the puck is at, as the video replay would confirm the call on the ice, no goal. After that, it was all Owen Sound. Maxim Sushko at 11:46 makes it 2-0, and then just under 4 minutes later, Sushko does again on a 2-on-1 with Ethan Zapola. 3-0 end of the night for Dan Murphy, but it wouldn't be much more luck for Anand Oberoi as the attack would net another 5 goals through the course of the next 40.
The minority coach
minutes.
that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
4-0 by the end of the period, that would see Erie lose Owen Hedrick to a slew foot call, a match penalty, and the automatic suspension that comes along with it, as he will not be to the Otters services here this afternoon. 4-0 after one, and Owen Sound just kept pouring it on. And Aiden Dudas would add one in the second period, just half a minute in. And a shorthanded goal to Nick Suzuki at 13:02, 6-0 Owen Sound. Add one more, but Hayden Fowler,
coach that the Raiders
the
interviewed,
I
couldn't tell you.
Pick up a goal for the third time in 4 games, as the Otters man advantage would find Hayden Fowler back behind the net after a couple good stops, and originally from Matt Guzda. Fowler behind the goal line just banks it in off of Matt Guzda to end the shutout bid and keep the Otters franchise from going without a goal in 2 straight games. Erie's never been shut out in back-to-back games, and credit to Hayden Fowler for helping them out. But 8-1 final last night. It's time to move on.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Where the Otters will take on the Owen Sound attack here on the afternoon, wrapping up this back-to-back doubleheader weekend games, a third game and a third day for the Erie Otters. I'm Aaron Cooney. It's the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show. We'll set the scene for you. The Otters do have to make some changes here to their lineup, and as mentioned, they will not have Owen Hedrick to their services because of that slew foot match penalty he received back in the first period of last night's game.
The minority coach that the Raiders
We'll
interview,
chat with Gabe Robinson as well,
I
former Erie Otter, a little bit later on as the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show continues. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The Titan truck, it's built in America, and it has America's best truck warranty. 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. So if you want a powerful, full-size truck covered for the long haul, or just for the sheer fun of driving it, stop in to see the Nissan Titan. Now, $7,000 off its MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months. And in northwestern Pennsylvania, it's only at Interstate Nissan.
Interview, I couldn't tell you.
VIN HN 537-816 or with approved Tier 1 NMAC credit.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with Living Proof. Choose Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit ChooseLivingProof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
I couldn't tell you.
Hi, this is Ed Rendell. I've got to admit that I was sort of a dinosaur when it came to using social media. But my son found Epic Web Studios, and we began working with them. And they've done an incredible job with us. They've significantly increased our followers on Twitter and Facebook. They make sure that we put up the right things. They capture every good thing that I've said or done on TV and get it out real quickly. And it's been just a revelation to me, and they've been tremendous to work with.
Don't be a dinosaur. Call or text Epic Web Studios at 814-746-6987. The Sheraton
minority
and
coach
Courtyard
that
Erie
the Raiders
Bayfront
interview,
Hotel
I
are
couldn't
proud
tell you.
sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or the brand-new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up for the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You oughter be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The minority
Welcome back
coach
here
that the
inside
Raiders
the
interview,
JD
I
McGrath
couldn't tell you.
Arena on the Bay Shore Community Center, where today the Erie Otters taking on the Owen Sound Attack for the 5th time on the year. Final time here in Owen Sound. Maybe that's a good thing. Erie's 0-2 here tonight, on the season in Owen Sound, and have been outscored 13-3 in just the 2 meetings here at the J.D. MacArthur Arena to these Owen Sound Attack. Yeah, they rolled last night 8-1. And
the minority
really
coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Throughout the evening. And a group that is trying to get back to that conference finalist that they were last year, stumbling here out of the gate. A lot of that, I believe, has been because of goaltending issues, but the Otters looking to rebound, maybe steal one here. Season series is still on the line, and it is an important game because you're 8 points behind the Owen Sound Attack.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
6 points behind them, but a loss last night kind of hurts you, but you're still right there in striking distance. But the Otters will be relying on quite a young group here tonight as we take a look at our Marsh & Marsh Real Estate Services lineup. I guess it is the afternoon instead, but the Otters will go with Dan Murphy on the night. He allowed 3 goals on 9 shots, and I don't think it was hard to fault him on a lot of these.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The Otters really defensively, one of the poorer efforts on the season that I've seen from them. But Dan Murphy will go 2-7-0-1. He got the loss last night, a 4.05 goals against an average and an 8.79 save percentage. Out of the lineups tonight will be number 15, Steph Patry, and number 47, Owen Hedrick, which brings us to our UPMC injury report as the Otters get healthy, but now
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Owen Hedrick, he's not on the UPMC injury report. He's out with a looming suspension from the slew foot match penalty he took last night. So no Owen Hedrick overage defender for the Erie Otters. He's out of the lineup. 43 games played for the Otters. He's only missed 2. Actually missed the weekend with Owen Sound way back in October. 8, 19, 27 points on the season. Stefan Patry is on the UPMC injury report. He took a puck to the mouth last night. An attempted centering pass.
The minority coach
Henry
that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Patry under the visor, took it right into the top row of the teeth. And they said, I was talking with Coop, the Erie Otters athletic trainer, Andrew Kupneski, and he was saying if he didn't have, and chatting with the dentist shortly after that, because he went down the runway, he's in a heap of trouble. There was blood on the ice, everything. They took him down to the dentist's office here in the arena, and Steph had to get sewn up. It was, from what I was told, it was a little graphic, but if he didn't have his mouth guard in,
minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Dentures coming his way, because he wouldn't have had his entire top row of teeth that those would have been knocked out. So good to see they had to do this little dental work. He's pretty patched up, swollen a bit up top, but he's okay. Came back to the game in the third period. He wanted to go out and play. They gave him the fishbowl and everything, but Chris Hartsburg said, no, we can't. We're going to sit him. So he spent the rest of the game on the bench just out of precautionary, because if you take that thing's got to heal, and I think that's the reason why he's out tonight. He probably could go and play and perform.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Steph, you still got your entire life in front of you, man, and you're going to want to have that smile for you the rest of your life. So they're going to keep him out and let him heal and rest up. So no Stefan Patry for the Erie Otters. Back in the lineup will be Joe Mack, the 18-year-old from New Hudson, Michigan. 5 goals, 7 points on the season. He was a healthy scratch last night for the Otters. Across the ice, Matt Guzda get to go again. 9-6-2-2. Erie spoiled his first shutout bid. He was still looking for his first OHL shutout.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Fowler goal on the power play in the third period. Guzda 3.36 goals against average and an .874 save percentage for the second goaltender taken at the OHL draft in 2017. Luke Kavlin, the only goaltender taken before him to the Flint Firebirds. Scratches for Owen Sound include, they're dealing with some injuries too. Imagine when this team gets healthy. They're still right there on the cusp of things, and I think as they embrace this underdog,
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Coming up for the attack, out is Sean Dursey, a high ankle sprain, 4th in defensive scoring. Out is Zachary Roberts. He hasn't played since late November. The 25th, his last game. He's been out for a while. Daylon Gruel will be a healthy scratch. And Jonah Gadjevic out again. He's under the weather. The official word from the team. Marino Moro will get into the lineup and replace Daylon Gruel for the attack. Also in the lineup, Cade Robinson.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Looking for his first as a member of the Owen Sound attack. Enjoying playing the Otters, at least his last 2 games. I caught up with him before the game. We'll hear from Cade Robinson when we come back. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. The 2017 Ontario Hockey League champion Erie Otters are back, and you can catch all the action at the Erie Insurance Arena. The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs, and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Tickets are available at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857. And be sure to take advantage of the Erie News Now Super Saver sections with $12 tickets for all ages.
Over the years, technology has greatly improved the productivity of the business office. From faxes and copiers to multifunction printers, now we just don't know how to get things done without them. And that means you need a reliable printer copier and a dependable service plan. That's why you should trust Cooper Business Machines. They are Erie's only authorized dealer for Sharp document systems. And most importantly, they'll maintain your machine so that it continues to, work. Just like your car, it needs regular maintenance and parts need to be replaced regularly. If your copier isn't properly maintained or you're not getting toner in a timely fashion, then you've been reminded of what it's like to work in the dark ages. Don't wait any longer. Your business requires dependability. Shouldn't you expect the same? Cooper Business Machines, Erie's only authorized Sharp dealer and service provider. helping you get back to business since 1980. Online at cooperbusinessmachines.com or call 456-7585.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview.
As more and more companies offer their employees a choice of health plans, more and more people are deciding UPMC Health Plan is the best choice. With affordable in-network access to UPMC and other doctors and hospitals in your community, plus award-winning customer service, it's no wonder UPMC Health Plan is the fastest-growing health plan in the region. So when your employer gives you a choice this year, make the choice more and more people are making. Choose the best. Choose UPMC Health Plan.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Back inside the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show. Aaron Cooney here, joined this time by former Erie Otter, now with the Owen Sound Attack, Cade Robinson. Cade, I go back to that trip in Michigan. It caught me by surprise when it happened, but when the announcement of the trade and you were kind of pulled aside and told, were you kind of surprised as well that you were going to be moved here to the Owen Sound Attack?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think really anyone saw it coming. I mean, I certainly didn't. I had no idea it was coming. So, it was pretty.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
I had to come play for them, and I think it was 2 days. So, to go back home and then go to Erie and then drive up to Oshawa to meet them in the game, it was all really quick. But the guys here are making me feel at home. It's been a really nice transition so far.
You saw Erie and where they've kind of been at and fallen the standings from last year, going younger. Do you find yourself this is a better opportunity for Cade Robinson, for you to grow as a player also and looking to make the jump to the next step?
Yeah, I mean, definitely as a player, this is
the minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
I'm going to be playing with in the future, and the organization is very good in itself. So I think my future is going to be pretty bright here.
You've seen what this team's all about. You had your first OHL postseason action against Owen Sound, that conference final last year. Do you feel that this style of game and I guess in your game kind of just gel perfectly, that this is where you should be?
Yeah, I mean, Owen Sound, they're a very fast team, very fast and very skilled, and so that's kind of my style of playing, and I just kind of fit in pretty good with the guys here. And
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Last night, obviously, pretty big win for you guys, in 8-1 against your former team. Was it difficult going out there and seeing all these guys in that group and some of the guys that you've had some history with, especially last year in the championship run and everything, and then having it play out that way?
I wouldn't say it was difficult to go out and play, because I was really good friends with a lot of the guys out there, and it was just really fun to see them and play against them and kind of joke around with them on the ice, and I'm looking forward to this game here tonight. So.
You're still looking for your first goal as an attack. How sweet
the
would it be to get here
minority
against
coach
the
that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Turned into some of that success, especially with the offense last night.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming. I mean, I'm getting opportunities, but it'll come when it comes, and it's gonna be pretty nice when it does. So for sure.
All right, thanks, Miss Cade, and have fun here today against the Otters.
Thank you.
That's Cade Robinson now with the Owen Sound Attack. We got Face Off coming up next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or the brand-new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up for the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You ought to be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
Interstate Mitsubishi is now selling the Outlander Sport for its lowest price ever, $15,988. That's almost $5,000 less than its original MSRP of $21,890. For just $15,988, you can own an Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, 7 airbags, and 18-inch alloy wheels. This is the best deal on a brand new CUV you'll find anywhere, and it's only at Interstate Mitsubishi, 1/2 mile south of the Mill Creek Mall on Route 99.
Great meeting, guys.
Yes, thanks for your time. Excuse me, everyone.
Mary?
In my hand is $3 million Mega Multiplier, the new game from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with top prizes of $3 million. $3 million! Did you win? I don't know. I'm so excited about it. This could be a big winner. Just wanted to share.
Sometimes the moments before you scratch are as exciting as the moments you do. Keep on scratching.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever. At 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with Living Proof. Choose Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit chooselivingproof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
I couldn't tell you.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Sorry and welcome inside the J.D. MacArthur Arena, part of the
Raiders
Erie
I
Shore Community Center, where once again the Ontario Hockey League presents the Erie Otters visiting the Owen Sound Attack. Hello again, everyone. I'm Aaron Cooney. Welcome you back into Owen Sound, Ontario, with the Otters in the attack, reacclimating themselves with each other after last night's game. And one you forget, if you're the Erie Otters, you forget about. And you move right on. And maybe you've already moved on back after the first period. But the Otters falling 8-1 last night, spoiling Matt Guzda's shutout in the third period. So there's the positive side if you're looking at it.
I couldn't tell you.
We'll reset, do it again here on the afternoon. Otters attack underway as the opening draw taken by Owen Sound. And the Otters chase after it here to the near side. The good news is, even though it is a third game, a third day, I think you believe you have a lot of energy left over after last night in the way that Owen Sound really brought it to you. And you're out of it pretty quick. And to the Otters over the near side corner. We stretch down ahead for Kyle Maximovich, who will bounce it to center ice. Settled by Hancock. They get back to Friend, who looks near side for Suzuki.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And now Suzuki back behind the net. Centering pass for Hancock. And that's off the mark, and the Otters want to skate with it. Out ahead, Max Golod out here. He's back to the services of the Erie Otters after serving his 4-game suspension for the match penalty for kicking against Niagara. Long-range pass on goal. Sent behind the Erie net by Daniel Murphy. Gets to start once again here for the Otters. And Hancock still after it inside Erie territory. Still here on his first shift. They give out looking for Zapola in the circle. Out of the point now. Bork gives on a cross.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And ahead goes Troy Lajeunesse. And he'll send it on in softly down the right wing side. Lajeunesse prodded on near boards for Hayden Fowler. Slips it back behind the goal. Zapola tries the near side. There's Fowler for Erie. Fowler steps around him in, heads behind the goal. Poke check by Brady Lyle. Got it right back though out of midair. Sends it out for Wayman on a nice pass. Wrist shot. Save Guzda. And he holds on. But the Otters in that line of Lajeunesse, Fowler, and Patrick Fellows is
the minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Two brand new guys, Lajeunesse and Fowler, to find their game and find the Erie Otters. But they have been, I'm not even counting last night. I think we're past that one, but they're starting to settle in and look more and more comfortable with the group. And a good opportunity. How about the pass from Hayden Fowler out to the blue line from behind the net? Goes to the start for Owen Sound, 9-6-2-2. 3.36 goals against average, an 8.74 save percentage. Murphy stats, 2.70-1, a 4.05 GAA, and an 8.79 save
the
percentage.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
He gets the nod here once again. Lyle gives out right side, Zapola into the Otter zone. Gives on a cross, look out, Sushko's open, and he misses on the shot from the left circle. Nice pass from Zapola to find Maxim Sushko, couldn't finish it off. That puck trickles out to center ice, and the attack reset. Offside here is Owen Sound. They back up and allows the Otters to break out. Alex Gritz that hit from center. Leaves it for Gurney. Shoots it towards the net. Flickered just wide. And Sushko tries the far side boards. Bounced on ahead for Aiden Dudas, who nudged it out towards the center red line.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Worked ahead for Cade Robinson, the former Otter, and he'll fire it in. Robinson, we talked to him during the pregame show. He's seeming to enjoy right back in here, joining the attack as they find their way, now holding to the 8 spot, trying to climb up the standings if they can and avoid that 1-8 matchup against the Sioux Greyhounds in the postseason. Padubny picks one up left wing side. Enters in down towards the near side boards, lost an edge and went down to one knee. It's kept along the near wall, where it's rolled around by Cameron for Jibrakov of the attack.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
They'll find Robinson on the right wing and out to center ice. Here's Brett McKenzie. Hit by Ryan Martin, and it's on for Luke Beamish. Picked up his first assist as an Otter last night on that power play goal for Fowler, Luke Beamish. But they turn the puck over. Countering is Suzuki. Left wing side, bouncing puck for Hancock. Knocked into midair by Josh Wayman, and the Otters fluttered onto the near corner. That'll be pushed ahead for Garrett Padubny. He smoothly skates to center. Wayman joins him in a sidecar and goal lot, but Erie offside on the entry to the right wing of the Owen Sound zone.
The minority coach that the
Erie
Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
That's the only one. A lot more energy in the first 3 minutes and about 3 minutes, 21 seconds when we look at it than we had last night. Owen Sound wins this draw back. They work it on ahead as Lazarchuk. He was tripped up, and the Otters no penalty, so they keep rolling along. Down left wing, Maximich comes to goal line. Slap shot. Shoulder stop made by Guzda. Grabbed by Hancock.
The
down
minority
ahead,
coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell
Marcus
you.
Phillips. Launch it back down to the corner. Hancock in the Erie zone. Pair goals last night, and was the game's second star. Ivan Ladnia, little takeaway, holds behind his own net. Pass out to center ice for Kyle Maximovic, one-on-one against Matthew Phillips. Shoots it towards the net, right through the legs of the defender, but it's a paddle stop by Guzda. He holds on. 15:59 remaining first period. No score. Otters first 3 shots on goal. Here we get this one.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Otters hold from the line. A wrist shot from Henry's blocked by a sliding Chase Campbell. And out ahead goes Marino Moro. Skating on down right wing. Throws it on in front. Looking for Russell. Penalty coming up here to be against the Otters. A hooking call, I believe. Yes, coming to Aiden Timmermans as he hooked up their first round pick this past draft. 20th overall, Mitchell Russell.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Owen Sound still looking for their first shot on goal. They went 2 for 5 last night, and a lot of that because of the 5-minute major power play to the Otters. As going in out of the lineup here tonight, it's Owen Hedrick as the Otters clear this one to center ice after the faceoff win. Owen Hedrick out of lineup tonight. A major last night, the match penalty for slew footing, and the impending suspension to go along with it. Here's Sushko into the Otters zone.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Trickles one around, ties up Christian Gurney now as Jack Duff looking to knock it loose, found by Fellows, and down ice it goes. Settles back behind the net, reeled in by Suzuki. They come out 5 wide. It's such a, I don't think I've ever seen something like that. They all come in sync. Like I said last night in the broadcast, it's like the flying V as Henry will flub this one out to center ice. And out of midair, knocked even further by Ladnia. But when they come from their own end, it's just 5 lined up, straight across the line, right into the zone.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Aiden Dudas on the far side. Boards turned around by the Otters. Erie cannot clear. Sushko holds in. 55 seconds on the power play. Suzuki fakes the shot. Gets around, hands off to the circle. Dudas flips it toward the front. Too much air. It settles on the near side boards. Sushko to Suzuki, and now left wing side is Aiden Dudas. Down to 40 seconds. There's a wrist shot blocked in front by Henry. Swept down ice by Yetman on the clear. No shots on goal yet for the attack. And a half a minute left on the power play. The second
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Drop off Sapola through the neutral zone. Gets across the Otters line. Trying to go through Ryan Martin. He squirts on through, but the puck rolls out of his reach. They get to the blue line. Phillips, Lyle to the right. Winds up, fakes the slapper. Down to the circle now. Into the corner. Watched by Ryan Martin, who slams him towards the wall. Loose puck, and help out is Jack Duff. 3 aside now. Britt's out in front. 2 seconds and 1 on the power play. We're still tied up back behind the goal. Out of the box is Timmermans as the Otters kill off the game's first penalty. Didn't even give up a shot on goal. And they'll try the right.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you. I
lost the handle right at the blue line. Gets into the zone for Joe Mack, who hands off looking for Emmett Sproul. Comes right to the tape of Zappola, who softly sends it to the Erie line. Here up and up, a little head shimmy. Walks on in now. Right wing side gets a step with a backhander. That's stopped by Guzda. And 13-16 left. Here in the first period, no score. Otters kill off a penalty and have 4 shots on goal to Owen Sound 0. So Max Golod back in the lineup for the Erie Otters after serving these 4 games.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Slots right back in onto the top line with Ivan Lodny and Kyle Maksimovic. And Garrett Podupi drops down. He'll play in the 4th line center role with Joe Mack. And Emmett Sproul right now. With Steph Patry, the other scratch for the Otters. He took that puck to the mouth last night. Lost a few teeth. Good thing he had his mouth guard in. But the Otters, Chris Hartsburg, they're keeping him out just precaution. They're going to let that heal and his mouth heal up. It's still pretty raw, and I know they had
the minority coach at the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Surgery they really had to have here at the arena last night. Guzda will cover one up. A pass by Sushko intended for Bork. Just kind of tripled off his stick and settled back on for the goaltender, who just covers it up, and another face-off upcoming in the offensive zone. As Troy Lajeunesse and company take over. On the near side circle and at the dot. Dudas is waved out for a second straight time on this draw. Cade Robinson will take the face-off now.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Holds the line and feeds it in behind the goal. Trenton Bork will get there first over on the far side corner. Played it ahead, but that's going to be knocked out of midair by the Otters' Patrick Fellows, and Fowler settles it from center. On for Curtis Henry in the lineup here for Yes, played it on the near side, hit by Cade Robinson. Dudas intercepts now. Look out, a try for Sushko at the circle, throw it in front. Wainman deflects the pass away on a nice stick effort. Back behind the net, swept to the boards, all on the near wall by the Otters' Curtis Henry, and gives it out to center ice. Wainman will join the fray.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Fellows to the far side circle, gathers it in now, 21 in white. Got to feed it on across, and now it's Fellows back with it. In down low for Lajeunesse, man in front. Can't get it that way, spins to the corner. Troy Lajeunesse turns and fires from the circles. He makes his way to the front, and the shot was blocked. And out ahead, they overskate. Here he's got it right back, coming to the zone. Lajeunesse going to cut across. Brings it on towards me. Trying to get a shot away, blocked by Cade Robinson. He'll pick it up and then just shimmy it out towards center ice, where it's furthered along by Lazarchuk, hit by Martin. But it ends up down in the Otters' corner. Lazarchuk.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview,
wide open is a rich shot off the post from Suzuki. And the Otters see iron struck for the first time. Given out for Cameron. Left side. They hold at the blue line. Phillips towards the circle. His pass intercepted by Beamish, and the Otters flutter it towards center. That goes off the body of Lazarchuk, who picks it right back up, and the attack come right back in. Right wing side Suzuki. Now Hancock winds up. Slap shot. Blocker save made from 55 feet out. Maksimovic carries the other way.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Sweep it on through, no one home. Duff holds in down deep. It's Ivan Lodny trying to bring it out to the front. Poke check by Hancock. And the Otters right back after it. Golod pokes it away. And it's knocked on the near side circle. 77 in white chasing. Suzuki lifts the stick of Maksimovic, and it's Nick Suzuki flying towards center. Slows things down as he backhands it into the zone, and will head off on the shift change. 10:48 to play, first period, no score. Here's Maksimovic of the Otters. Left wing side, softly sends it in deep.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Ties things up, and McKenzie will pick it up out of the pile up, feed it out towards center. Jack Duff nudges it there. Zappola, though, able to hand off to McKenzie down the right wing. Drop past to Lyle, wrist shot, and that was a misfire off on the right wing. They hold in from the point as Bork comes on down. His centering pass, that's no go. The Otters trying to move quickly here. Oh, they just didn't get the bounce that they were looking for. Hit the stanchion, or if they would have had a 2-on-0. Here's McKenzie back into the Otters zone from neutral ice. Backhander wide. Doherty finds it at the far wall. The circle now. A wrist shot save made by Dan
the minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
For Chad Dickman. Some room on the right wing side. Chip and chase, but he's planted along the boards. So we move by Lyle first. He's pinned, though, along the wall by Alex Gritz. Watched by Yetman also. As Lyle head up, almost turns this one over. Partially off the stick of one of the Otters. And it's nudged back towards the Erie line. And Wayman will take some refuge back behind his own net and send it to his partner, Henry. Ernest Henry, Niagara Falls native. Down goes Campbell right in front of him. And he leaves some open room here for Henry to skate. We'll go all the way to center ice and backhand it in. Sproul,
the minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
On the near side corner. Run to the boards by Chibrikoff. And Emmett Sproul, a takeaway here from Campbell. Hands it off to Wayman. Waits, traffic develops, still holds, fires, looking for a deflection on the back door from Mack. But it just went by his outstretched stick. On the far corner, battled for Cameron. Gets away from some traffic from the Otters. They'll try the near side. Joe Mack pokes one away. But recovering is Russell, who floats it on back towards his own bench on the far boards, where Marino Moro settles it down. Under 9 to play here, first period. The Otters
the minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
In favor of the Otters, Aiden Dudas, right wing side. Fakes, gets around Wayman, holds it behind the net, go for the wraparound, getting across is Murphy, and he makes the stop. And the Otters couldn't shovel it ahead. Robinson holds in. Phillips' shot through traffic. Murphy says no, and he holds on. 8:35 to play, first period, no score. Otters in attack. Final time here from the J.D. MacArthur Arena.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Otters fans, real food, real beer, real historic atmosphere. That's what you'll find at the Brewery at Union Station, Erie's original brew pub and restaurant. Located downtown at 123 West 14th Street. That's the Brewery, proud sponsor of the Erie Otters.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you. The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The Otters just flick this one forward. Here's a play by Fowler. Nice little move to get to the front of the net and sweeps it through right after the draw. What a rush from Hayden Fowler. All the way through the Owen Sound attack zone. And slips it underneath Guzda, and the Otters open the scoring 1-0. What an individual effort!
Coach at the Raiders interview,
on display,
I couldn't tell you.
Shiftiness and elusiveness around Jacob Friend, and goes 5-hole on Mac Guzda, and the Otters lead 1-0. Oh boy! From the late birth year 16-year-old. Just undressed the Owen Sound team. For the game's first goal. And now they're going to take a look at it under review. I don't know what there is to look at.
I couldn't tell you.
It was fished out of the net. It crossed the line and it never touched the back of the net and the skirt and everything. It crossed the line and was swept out of the goal after the fact. There by the defense, but that one looked like it was already across the line by the time it was pulled out of the net. I haven't seen an overhead cam. You'll have to go with the overhead cam, but boy, oh boy, what a play by the former first rounder of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
I couldn't tell you.
Brought over in that Taylor Radish deal. Here's an overhead look. I can take a peek. I missed it. That's a lot closer than I thought. So hold the phone here. Maybe we just got to look on the TV side at what the overhead cam. You'd have to zoom in, yeah. That's a lot closer than I thought it was.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
It has to go across the entire line. The entire puck has to go across the entire goal line, and it was fished out by Marcus Phillips. As it's been across, it was a slow rolling puck. So let's hold the phone here and see. But Hayden Fowler, that was an impressive effort from the 16-year-old from the Taylor Radish, Jordan Sandbrook deal.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
That is quite close. But we will see if it's either going to be a 1-0 Otters lead. We'll go back to a scoreless hockey game. Here's a look. Yeah, I think you got it right there, Griever. That's perfect. They're going to show it here, and they're going to go nuts in a second. The overhead is hard to tell where it's at because the post's in the way.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The point to center ice, and the Otters do indeed open the scoring on a Hayden Fowler. Now hold on, discussion over at the two. Two coaching staffs. All right, our referee crew is brought to you by Visual Options.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Officials, Kevin MacArthur, Scott Lawson, are two linesmen here tonight. But the Otters open the scoring as Hayden Fowler, second in as many games, and the Otters lead 1-0. Here's Fowler again with the biscuit. Peels off. Skate out towards center. His pass off the stick. He gives right back to Hayden Fowler. This guy just wants the puck, man. Flipped in. Offside by the Erie Otters. But Fowler, give him the puck.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
He's got his 5th of the season to go with it. 1-0 Erie here from Owen Sound. 8:02 remains first period. Lots of time left. And now it's Max Golad's turn. He goes forward with it. Sweeps it on for Max Simmons off the wing side. A wrist shot. Save made. Big rebound in front. And it's bounced out to Luke Beamish. He'll send it down low for Golad. Twists away from Friend. Still stuck there. Poked along the far boards. Gathered by Max Golad.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
That's off a stick of Phillips and in behind the net. Suzuki peels away from Suzuki, and now a penalty coming up. It's going to go to the attack, I believe. Yes, Friend is coming for interference as he stepped right in front of Max Golad, took him out of the play. So the Otters now up 1-0.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Lajeunesse, Wainman, Maximowicz, Ladnia to go with Golad on the power play for Erie. The Otters send it on down towards the far corner. Freddie Lyle tied up there with Max Golad. Lajeunesse to help out. Maximowicz loose in the far corner. Golad still trying to pry this thing loose. Knocked down by Lyle. Erie trying to move it, but it's going to be played with a, I thought I was going to say hand mask. No, it's just a tie-up. Max Golad fell down on top of the puck.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Drawn to the left of Guzda. 20 seconds off the clock. The Friend penalty. This is a team that can score shorthanded goals. Penalty kill was 14th in the league at 77.2%. But picked up their 10th shorthanded goal last night. Only the Sioux Greyhounds have more. Here's Golad. Trying to get out in front. That goes off a stick right towards the goal line, and it's swept away by Freddie Lyle at the last second.
Golod was trying to find Ivan Lodnia.
The minority coach that the
back
Raiders
door,
interview, I couldn't tell you.
Sticks and almost into the back of the net. Lyle just cleared it away. Rushed ahead by Maximovich. Sent it around the boards to the far side corner. Grabbed by Lodnia, sets up Wainman. Leave it near side. Troy Lajeunesse at the left circle. Erie trying to get set up here and get things rolling. They will get to their places and stations now. That's Wayman center point. Now Lodnia at the left wing circle. Waits, has Golod down the corner. Trying to drag the line now. Floated towards the front. Stopped on the side of the cage. Kicks it loose here. In behind the goal. Golod ties up Trent Bork.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And it's just wide. Lodnia put it out on in front. Intercepted by Bork, and he'll rip it down ice with 35 seconds on the power play. Launched on ahead by Murphy. And then the whistle sounds an icing call on Erie. I thought Lodnia touched it here at center ice. Not the case. Draw comes back the other way on the icing call to Dan Murphy. And the draw will be in Erie territory.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
With half a minute to go on the power play, Erie has 6 guys on the ice. Lodnia heads off. Erie snuck one in here. Fowler is a fresh man on. Good on him. Lajeunesse will take the draw against Ethan Zapola. Couple of overages. Here's Zapola. Sees this one back by Lajeunesse. Otters dropping off for Garrett Podubny. Looks out ahead as he shimmies on the
minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Garrett Podubny sets up Luke Beamish. 15 seconds left on the power play. Otters trying to get moving north here. Podubny out on head, trying to make a move between his legs and just lost the handle, and it's shot on in by Owen Sound. That'll do it on the power play. And the Otters want to get a regular line out there. Out of the box is Friend. Gurney twists back towards his own end. 5.5 to play here in the first period. 1-0 Erie as the Otters look out. Cough it up. Suzuki throws it on in front. Hancock can't get a shot away on the bouncing puck. And the Otters counter the other way. Drop pass for Gurney.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Fellows and Lasarcha. The former Sudbury Wall moved on near boards. Martin holds in. Gives to Garrett Podubny at the circle. Floated down low. Fellows heads behind the net. Going to twist back on near side. Fellows up towards the circle. Lost a handle between the legs of Nick Suzuki, and he feeds it out towards the middle of the ice, and it's moved away by Lyle. Now Hancock into the honor zone. Snaps it in towards the near side corner. Triples up just away from Suzuki, and the Otters trying to make something happen here on the break. Emmett Scroll, he lost the handle. Still puts it in front for Gritz, and he couldn't get a stick on it.
The minority coach that the Raiders Suzuki. Interview, I couldn't tell you.
Tied up by Gritz, and Suzuki wants to make his way off as he drops it back for Cameron. Looks up near side. Played off his stick, no icing into the Otters zone. Curtis Henry leaves it on in the near corner. Emmett Scroll gets back, but losing his stick. Aiden Timmerman's on this play. He just has forced to tie up Cameron. McKenzie takes it out. But the Otters, Emmett Scroll steals this one on the intercept. Makes his way ahead to center ice. Nice stick handle move through one man and floats it into the zone. And will head towards the bench. Just on Maximovich as he pokes it away.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Back to work. Doherty one more time. For Owen down to center. On a right wing into the honor zone. Campbell feeds it around the horn. 4 minutes to go here in this first period. 1-0 Erie on a Hayden Fowler goal. Bounce in the corner of the honor zone. Lodnia pitches it back behind the net. Henry will send it on to the near side for Max Golod. He's bumped here by Doherty. Campbell takes the puck away from him. On for Doherty, back up the wall. Golod finds it. Able to spring loose for Ivan Lodnia, but 3 red shirts surround him and take that biscuit back away. They hand off to Friend.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Here comes Lodnia down right wing side, looking to give in front, and it's off the stick, defended by Friend and covered by Guzda. As Max Golod just could not get loose away from that long reach of Jacob Friend, the overage defender. Deflects the pass on to Guzda, who covers it up. Quite a different look between the two periods. First last night and first here today. Shots are 6-4 in favor of the Otters. And the Otters lead 1-0.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Still 3:24 to go in this back-to-back Call it a night-day doubleheader, if you will. Otters poke it loose on the far side as Patrick Fellows in with Fowler, as well as Troy Lajeunesse. Fed towards the front of the net. Jack Duff will pick it up out at the right circle. Gives to Troy Lajeunesse. Charges up high, hands off to Duff, feeds it down low. Fellows along the half wall. Back to Duff at the point. Sends it towards the goal, ends up the near corner,
minority coach that the Raiders interview, I
couldn't tell you. Past the stick of Lajeunesse and on the forecheck. And be gathered by Phillips, who just sends it to center ice. Jack Duff, he'll stand up Sushko at the honors line. They work it back for Fred. Gives right. It's on for Zapola. Floats it off the side of the cage from long range. Sushko picks it up there, watched by Alex Gritz. Looking to get back in front, just missed. On the try for Zapola, here's Bork. Tip play in front, just wide by Dudas. Gurney will find it, swings it on ahead. Knocked down by Sushko, and it's right back into the Otters zone. Gurney holds there.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview,
I
couldn't tell you.
A nice little play. Yetman bounces it onto the circle. Right back for Yetman from Gurney. Flick it towards the front of the net. Off the side of the cage and gobble it up by Guzda, who holds on with 2:11 to go here in this first period. 1-0 Erie. Hayden Fowler with his third as an Otter, fifth of the season. For the Kingston native. Part of the deal for Taylor Radish and Jordan Sambrook.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Coming up this week. Turning Jacob Friend, the overager, inside out. That was a beautiful move by Hayden Fowler. Face off right of Matt Guzda, fluttered forward. Lazarchuk feeds it into the Otters zone. Back is Ryan Martin. Tied up by Hancock. Lazarchuk battling also. Deal one hit on the stick for Luke Beamish. Able to knife it up the far boards, but not out. Friend holds in. This is his wrist shot. Sails wide on the far end.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
I sweeps it out to center ice. Max Golod there to retrieve. He'll send it into the offensive zone. Max Simovic tips it up the near boards. It comes right to Hancock. Following on that play is Max Golod. And it ends up down deep. Max Golod near takeaway here. It settles in the corner. Max Simovic will find it. Heads back behind the goal. Max Simovic walks in front. Here's Lodnia. Couldn't get a shot away. Rolled off his stick. Backhand try is blocked. And Hancock out the center for Suzuki. Got a step on Martin here. Suzuki going to the backhand. And he ties it. And one.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
That's all he needed was just a little bit of separation. Nick Suzuki on Ryan Martin. As Hancock on the counterattack just gives to his right, Suzuki does the rest. Just flying into the Otter zone and cuts across the crease in a backhander for his 21st of the season, and we're all knotted at one.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
They're Other with the Lajeunesse, Fellows, and Fowler line. And fed on in left wing side, McKenzie. Into the Otter zone. Jackson Doherty takes over in the corner. He's hit by Lajeunesse. Down to the ice he goes. And the Otters work ahead to center. Fowler, right wing side, into the zone. Drags again, trying to get around Bork. Fowler still with it. Throws it out in front. That's going to be poked away by McKenzie. And off he comes with Doherty, right wing side. Jackson Doherty, offside on himself. Hit by Henry. But Doherty
the
keeps his feet
minority
here.
coach that the Raiders interview,
I
couldn't tell you.
Offside will bring this face-off into the neutral zone in a 1-1 hockey game. Fowler opens the scoring for Erie. Nick Suzuki answers right back here late. And just a minute and 19 on the clock. They toss out the Suzuki line one more time here. Erie sends it out to center. Glove down by Gurney, but it's picked up one more
the
time.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
But Ubney, poke behind the net. Hancock centers. Gurney intercepts. They had Lazarchuk there, but Brady Lyle will hold in. His shot off the side of the net. With 20 seconds to go, Hancock has it near side, trying to steal the lead here before the period ends. Out to the blue line, off a skate of a hit Bork. It bounced out to center, now offside is Owen Sound. With 12 seconds to go. face-off from center ice. Knotted at one.
The minority coach that
Shots
the
are
Raiders
6-5
interview, I couldn't tell you.
the Erie Otters. We'll have a special treat in the second intermission, at least, when we talk with Steve Fitzsimmons. Couldn't join me here on the broadcast. He got called up to do TV duty for Rogers and Owen Sound, but he'll join us during the intermission for a little chat. We'll look at top prospects and a look at the OHL as well. Cipolla will dump this one in, and time's going to expire here. Not much happening on after that final face-off of the frame. Hayden Fowler opens his scoring for the Erie Otters on a beautiful rush.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
It's Nick Suzuki with his 21st of the season to tie things up at one with just 1:19 left in the first period. We will step for a break. When we come back, we'll have the UPMC Intermission Report. That's next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with Living Proof. Choose Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit chooselivingproof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
Over the years, technology has greatly improved the productivity of the business office. From faxes and copiers to multifunction printers, now we just don't know how to get things done without them. And that means you need a reliable printer copier and a dependable service plan. That's why you should trust Cooper Business Machines. They are Erie's only authorized dealer for sharp document systems. And most importantly, they'll maintain your machine so that it continues to, well, work. Just like your car, it needs regular maintenance and parts need to be replaced regularly. If your copier isn't properly maintained or you're not getting toner in a timely fashion, then you've been reminded of what it's like to work in the dark ages. Don't wait any longer. Your business requires dependability. Shouldn't you expect the same? Cooper Business Machines, Erie's only authorized sharp dealer and service provider. Helping you get back to business since 1980. Online at cooperbusinessmachines.com or call 456-7585.
The 2017 Ontario Hockey League champion Erie Otters are back, and you can catch all the action at the Erie Insurance Arena. The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Tickets are available at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857. And be sure to take advantage of the Erie News Now Super Saver sections with $12 tickets for all ages.
The minority coach that the Raiders
The new home of the Erie Otters. WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Intermission Report. Aaron Cooney here, joined this time by the TV play-by-play voice of the Owen Sound Attack, Mark McKelvey. And Mark, the last time these two teams saw each other, way back in October, the Otters actually picked up the two victories on home ice in the weekend, but a lot of things have changed since then. Owen Sound seemed to struggle out of the gate in still holding on the playoff spot, but where have they improved from going back in October, last time they've seen each other, to here in January?
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Back in October that you mentioned, and Owen Sound went on a significant losing streak, and the mood around here hasn't been great, especially considering where the expectations were coming into this year. But at the trade deadline, Dale DeGray, the general manager, thought he still got pieces to have success, so he didn't feel it was completely necessary to call himself a seller, maybe not even call himself a buyer, but he went out and he added Brett McKenzie. He made the deal with the Otters, bringing in Cade Robinson and sending Luke Beamish the other way, a deal that he mentioned thought was good for both sides. So I think it's basically this team needs to turn the corner, and I think right now they might be considering they're getting all their bodies back. They were down a lot of players, and they haven't had a full lineup basically all season. So they had a big win on Wednesday night over the Hamilton Bulldogs, and they picked up points in 4 of the last 6 coming into tonight. So I think they're starting to turn the corner and starting to play at least up to close to the expectations where they were at the start of the year.
No, I thought even skating wise or skater wise, the group that was coming back, there maybe a few tweaks here and there. They didn't have to do a whole lot, but between the pipes, it seemed like that was still trying to find that replacement for Michael McNiven from the past few seasons. How has it played out? I know you move on from Bowman.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The attack found that answer for goaltending.
I don't think so, and it's so tough to replace the CHL goalie of the year, but Matt Goose has come in as a 16-year-old, and he's playing more than any 16-year-old has in recent memory. So it's been a heavy workload for him, and you can't expect him to come in and quickly have stellar numbers. He needs time to adjust to the league, and as of late, he's played really well, and that's what you'd expect now in the second half of the year. But they went out and they acquired Olivier Lafreniere, like you mentioned, from the Ottawa 67s, and the hope was he'd be a veteran presence to kind of guide Matt Gusta along.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Here in Owen Sound, so he's out, and there's really no timetable on when he's going to return. So Matt Gusta, as a 16-year-old, is going in there, and you have to think that the players won't admit it, but they know they have a rookie netminder behind them, and sometimes you play a little different than you would when you have the goaltender of the year, Michael McNiven, backstopping you.
Mark McElwey's our guest here in the UPMC Intermission Report, TV play-by-play voice for the Owen Sound Attack. Mark, you mentioned the big win against the Hamilton Bulldogs. Another, loading up in the Eastern Conference. They expect to be in that championship conversation. How does that carry over for the Owen Sound Attack?
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
We're right on this tipping point to getting to where we should be.
Well, that's what I think. A lot of it is mental, and I think the fact that they got a victory over a team that looks loaded on paper was huge. And talking to a couple of the players after the game, talking to defenseman Marcus Phillips, he talked about shutting down Robert Thomas, and I think those small victories are going to have a big impact on what this team can do the rest of the way, because I think they're going to start to embrace the underdog role, the spoiler role, and that's what you have to do when you're sitting 8th place in the conference, and it's very unlikely you're going to gain too many spots the rest of the way. So this market's always strived as the underdog, so maybe it wasn't meant to be the heavy favorite.
I couldn't tell you.
I think that big victory and playing spoiler is what we're going to see the rest of the way.
That's actually, it's interesting to me, because this team thrived on that last year. Is that a locker room mentality that they can use to all buy in? Hey, now it's us against the world, and get right back to the success that they found last year in that role.
Yeah, well, there's definitely some important pieces who have played in that underdog role over the last couple of seasons, so they're familiar with it. And I think the fact that they know sometimes when people are writing them off, they can do some incredible things. I think that's going to be really important, and that's what they have to embrace at this point, because even fans up here, it's been really tense. People had high expectations, and when you're not meeting them, there's going to be a lot of people complaining. You're going to hear a lot of noise, and in a small market like this, the players are certainly hearing it. So I think if they can just sort of drown that out and just try and surprise people the rest of the way, and maybe prove some of the doubters wrong, that's the way they got to do things.
How has our friend Cade Robinson looked here since putting on an Attack jersey?
Well, I thought in his debut against the Oshawa Generals, he looked exceptional. He got on the score sheet. That's the only game he's gotten on the score sheet, but the one thing you really notice is for a big forward, he can really skate, and he covers a ton of ice in a quick amount of time. So I think he's fitting in nicely. He played on a line Saturday,
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Doherty, and I thought they really gelled nicely. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Clearly, he has plenty of talent. And on the other side of things, Luke Beamish, I don't know if he ever really got the opportunity here, and if he was ever going to get it. So he's moved into a good spot where I think he can play really well, because I know last year they were really high on Luke Beamish, especially the reports coming from Georgetown Tier 2, where he had a really good run.
All right, thanks, this is Mark, and have fun. Enjoy the call here tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
That's Mark McKelvey, TV play-by-play voice of the Owen Sound Attack. We got more coming up on the UPMC Intermission Report. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3.
The minority coach that
the
Raiders
interview.
I'm
Greg Luke, President and CEO of Family Services of NWPA. January is National Mentoring Month, and to celebrate, we will be sharing stories during the game about the impact Big Brothers Big Sisters is having in our community. Together, changing a child's life is easier than you think. If you enjoy catching a movie or shooting hoops, then Big Brothers Big Sisters is perfect for you. There are more than 150 kids in Erie County waiting to be matched with a big brother or big sister. Visit our table in the concourse to learn more and get involved.
An Erie landmark since 1953, Nunzi's Place serves generous portions of great food at reasonable prices. Family-owned for almost 60 years, Nunzi's prepares the finest Italian cuisine in Erie. Come see why the Erie Times News said Nunzi's is known for food that tastes good. Nunzi's Place, located at 2330 East 38th Street near the Bayfront Connector. To call for reservations or place an order for takeout, call 825-2940. Nunzi's, known for Italian food that tastes good since 1953.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever. at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with Living Proof. Choose Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit chooselivingproof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
The Titan truck, it's built in America and it has America's best truck warranty. 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. So if you want a powerful, full-size truck covered for the long haul or just for the sheer fun of driving it, stop in to see the Nissan Titan. Now, $7,000 off its MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months. And in northwestern Pennsylvania, it's only at Interstate Nissan.
2 or more available at this price. VIN HN 537816 or with approved Tier 1 NMAC credit.
At Tim Hortons, we've got something new. Because we know change is exciting. Change is good. Change is delicious. Try our new hash brown sticks. Golden and crispy, they're perfect for dipping and sharing. Pair them with our new Western Omelet Breakfast Sandwich. Get both for just $3.49. Only at Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants for a limited time. Offer valid with biscuit, English muffin, and classic bagel breakfast sandwiches with protein, Western omelet, and cheese.
The new home of the Erie Otters. WRIE Erie. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Hortons.
Welcome back inside the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center at the J.D. MacArthur Arena, where the Erie Otters all tied up at 1 with the Owen Sound attack, and that was a great rebound effort from the Otters from last night's 8-1.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
This afternoon's game, Otters answered right back. They held Owen Sound without a shot the first 5 minutes of the game. They had the first 4 for the Erie Otters, and they ended up out shooting 6-5 on the day, as opposed to last night was 13-6 in favor of Owen Sound. After 1 period, they also led 4-0. Let's go to the UPMC intermission report with our recap to start. After the Otters had the first couple shots on goal, killed off a penalty as well.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
I pushed back towards the points of the attack, but Hayden Fowler, using his speed and skating ability, goes flying north. Steps right in front of Marcus Phillips, takes the puck away from him and moves it around into the neutral zone. Then undresses overage defenseman captain, a 7th-round pick of the LA Kings, Jacob Friend. Goes right through his legs, around him, towards the goal. Puts a backhander through Guzda's, right through the legs with a 5-hole. It gets across the goal line, and it's knocked out of the net. But they go to review it. It is a good goal, but what a rush.
That the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Fowler going end to end, coast to coast, gives the Otters a 1-0 lead. But late, with a minute and 19 seconds left in the period, this team can transition so quickly. As Hancock, working out of his own end with Nick Suzuki to his right, gives to Suzuki, and Suzuki just blew right past the Otters defense. This guy is a first-rounder,
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And just blew past the Otters defense to tie things up at 1 as he cuts across the goal mouth and beats goaltender Dan Murphy. We're tied at 1 through 20 minutes of play. Let's look at our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the Sheridan Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels, proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. You Otter be staying with the best. Kitchener with a 1-0 lead over the Guelph Storm, after 1 period. Adam Lishka with the goal. And how about this in Mississauga? This Steelheads with a 3-0 lead over the Kingston Frontenacs.
McNash, the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Mississauga over the Kingston Frontenacs. After 1, Saginaw with a 1-0 lead over the North Bay Battalion. In Ottawa, Peterborough and Ottawa knotted up at 1. Flint Firebirds, after last night's victory over the conference CHL leading Sioux Greyhounds, they trail the Windsor Spitfires 1-0 here after 1 period of play. And then later on tonight, Sarnia Sting and the Oshawa Generals will get together for a 6-5
The minority
start.
coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The Tribute Community Center in Oshawa, Ontario. We got the second period up next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Listen to this. Do you hear that? That's the sound of all the people clicking on your website right now. That's right, crickets. Get a website worth clicking about. Call or text Epic Web Studios at 814-746-6987 and turn silence
The
into
minority
this.
coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with Living Proof. Choose Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit ChooseLivingProof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for
Minority coach
details.
that the Raiders interview,
Great meeting,
I couldn't
guys.
tell
Yes,
you.
thanks for your time. Excuse me, everyone.
Mary?
In my hand is $3 million Mega Multiplier, the new game from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with top prizes of $3 million. $3 million! Did you win? I don't know. I'm so excited about it. This could be a big winner. Just wanted to share.
Sometimes the moments before you scratch are as exciting as the moments you do. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The 2017 Ontario Hockey League champion Erie Otters are back, and you can catch all the action at the Erie Insurance Arena. The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs, and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Tickets are available at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857. And be sure to take advantage of the Erie News Now Super Saver sections with $12 tickets for all ages.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the
minority coach
award-winning
that the
Bayfront
Raiders
Grill
interview,
or the
I couldn't
brand
tell
new
you.
Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up for the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You ought to be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back here inside the J.D. MacArthur Arena. Otters in attack, tied at 1 through 20 minutes of play. We're
The
7 seconds.
coach that the Raiders
Here,
interview,
the Otters.
I couldn't tell you.
When tied at the first period, 3-6-3-1. Owen down 4-6-1-2. As we get to action here at the second. We snapped in by the attack to begin. Luke Beamish chases behind his own net. Got an assist on that goal. Assist in 2 straight here against his former team. Lazarchuk, though, in the corner of the Otters zone, far side. Ahead to Phillips at the point. Round for Suzuki at the half ball. Now Hancock, and they get the motor rolling here. Back to Phillips. Looks away, now shoots, bounces one on down to the near corner as of the deflection.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Frame, even strength 5-on-5, and the Otters turn the puck over. Here's Lazarchuk, poked away by Ryan Martin. But it's kept in down deep on the feed towards Suzuki out in front, and he sends it wide of the goal. Erie will chase it down, goal line. Bounces around to the near side corner, settles it down, moves it on for Ivan Ladnia, right wing into the neutral zone here. Puts it off the body of Friend and slid in behind the net. Here's Maximовich, ties up. Phillips kind of water ski behind him a little bit there. We got the stick lodged in the body of the 19-year-old
minority
defender.
Coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Fires it on down. Here comes Jack Duff, lugging ahead to center ice. It's the motor. Look at him go, flying down the right wing side. Here's Duff in behind the net. Jams on the brakes and sweeps it on for Fellows in the far corner. Trying to get it away from Aiden Dudas. Coming across, Brady Lyle. He'll pitch it back near side for Trenton Bork and loft it out ahead for Maxim Sushko. Now it's Duff back to center ice. Duff leaves it on the corner, brought in to the Otter zone offside by Maxim Sushko. 1 minute and 29 seconds in.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
There with the second frame and a tie game at 1. Next intermission, we'll chat with Steve Fitzsimmons, TV voice of the Guelph Storm on Rogers TV. This one was blasted in on goal. Stopped by Murphy. They were offside, though. So it comes right back into the neutral zone for a face-off.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Jack Duff sends it out ahead for Patrick Fellows. Kicked on up, bounces it for Lajeunesse. Nice little move down the right wing side. Finds it out of the corner. Takes a bump there as he's tied up by Dudas. Up the wall for Jack Duff, though. Right back for Lajeunesse. He couldn't take the pass. Ends up behind the goal. Fowler poked away from him by Bork. Dish up the corner. Zabola. That's off a stick of one of the Otters, and Erie has it. Fellows for a second. Tried to turn it towards the net. It was knocked away by Dudas as Bork goes this high out of the air, but not out of the zone. Erie keeps it alive on down to the far side circle. Played ahead.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Back behind the goal. Erie's going to make a change here as Lyle can take it. Only man in for the Otters is Fellows. Aiden Dudas skates out ahead to neutralize. Shoots it on to the far corner. Zapola will be the first one there. Fires a sharp angle shot. That sails high and rolls all the way back out to center. As Cameron in some trouble. Knocked down by Yetman, who lost an edge on that play. Almost got the puck right back, but Yetman couldn't maintain his footing as it was poked onto the corner. Now Chibrikov goes for a skate back behind his own goal. Finishing up changes are both sides. Lots of time left.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Still out here, flying out right wing side. Wrist shot blocked. It comes back to Robinson. His wrists are stopped by Murphy. Rebound right in front, and it's knocked away by Aiden Timmermans. Cade Robinson bounces back down the far side. Said in the pregame show, it'd be pretty fun to get one here against the guys. He's enjoyed last night's game, joking around on the ice, but still looking for his first goal as an attack. Doherty will toss it into the Otters' end. Shot around the horn is Gurney. Tied up here along the boards. Henry will chase it back towards his own corner. Sweep it back up the far side. Gurney cannot clear. Robinson has it. Sends it to the front of the net. Nice little power move by McKenzie, but he couldn't finish it off. He was open in front. Lifted in to the near side of the Otters zone. Still onside. Finally, Timmermans can grab it. And he snaps it ahead. Nice pass to Chad Yetman. Floated on in front. Grits one-timer. And it's stopped by Guzda on the one-time try in front. 16-19 to go. All tied at 1 here from Owen Sound. Otters in attack, the 5th time on the year.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Erie had a weekend sweep back at the Erie Insurance Arena. As Ryan Martin holds his point. Puts a shot that goes off a leg. Comes to Beamish, who dishes on down for Garrett Podubny. Wheeling on to the corner. Russell kicks one away. Jammed that as down goes Podubny on a check from Jacob Friend. And it's worked ahead from Marino Moro. Chip in chase around Luke Beamish. On down the far side corner. Brought it away to the corner by Erie.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Throws it towards the front. Hit his own man Moro. It gathers here on the near side wall. Bounce down to the circle. Swept there by Beamish, but it comes to Friend, who holds in for the attack and flip it on down low off the back of the net. Beamish will grab out of the far corner as he looks for a passing option. Head up as he skates all the way out to the neutral zone. Right side, he'll find Podubny. One hand on the stick into the zone. Holds now, waiting for a change to come on. He'll find Beamish. Open man on the left side. They give that way. It's Jack Duff. Wrist shot. Blocked. Hit Phillips in front. Gathered by Campbell. He'll just elevate it out towards
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Gives to his partner, Josh Wayman. No Owen Hedrick here tonight for the Erie Otters. A looming suspension after a match penalty for slew-footing last night. So he's held out of the lineup here this afternoon. Maximovich into the zone and in deep for Ivan Lodnia. Wheels on far side. Lodnia rolling around. Wrist shot off a leg wide. Pointless in 3 games. Maximovich pointless in 4 games, these guys. Here's Wayman with a steal. Picks it up, still holding the offensive zone as he pinched in. Out from the point now, floats one off a stick wide, ends up behind the net. Maximovich takes away from Friend.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And he made it on goal. Friend to work it on for Campbell, and he'll send it up ahead and out of play. And a delay of game call to Chase Campbell. That's some fantastic work by the Erie Otters. Inside the offensive zone, the keep, the attack, hemmed in. Didn't really get many offensive chances on, but you kept the pressure on and finally forced the attempted clear by Campbell. It goes out of play.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Drew the call. have a face-off. A lot of directing of traffic after some kickouts, and now Fowler wins this one back. Shot blocked. Erie has it. Spun out towards the line and just out of the reach of Beamish. Here he's going to reset now. Out ahead for Garrett Podubny. Winds his way back, twisting into his own end. Leaves it for Patrick Fellows, and that'll be intercepted. And look out, here's Suzuki shorthanded.
The
into his own, twist with a
coach
backhand
at the
that
Raiders interview, I couldn't tell
the
you.
Goal of the Otters. Going to settle down by Fowler. Knocked off the skates by Nick Suzuki, but the Otters do get out ahead to center as Gurney. Denied the line here by Trenton Bork. Otters one more time, got to reset. Top units start standing up here on the bench. They want to get in. Erie still can't get in the zone. Beamish backs up. Now gives left. Fowler will finally get in. On for Podubny, down to the left wing circle. Banked up the boards. Gurney picks it up. Twisted on for Beamish. Has a one-time try. Off the iron. After the rebound. Fellows puts it off of Guzda. And it's worked ahead by Owen Sound. Here comes Hancock.
I couldn't tell you.
And he's got numbers. They give to Brady Lyle. Poked away by Gurney. The Otters can try to catch him changing ahead. But he puts it off the linesman, and Lawson, one of our linesmen here tonight. And the Otters have to settle it down with an offside attack team. And now Ivan Lodnia with it. 44 seconds left to Kearney right wing side into the zone. Drop to Maksimovic. He's high up at the point. Wrist shot through traffic. It's blocked away by Guzda. Lodnia one more time. As he looks, drops it off. Gurney heads off to the bench, but it's kept in by Maksimovic, who's at the center point area.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Walks in. John misses wide. Wayman holds in after banks off the glass. Ivan Lodnia down low for goal line. Looks in front. Lajeunesse stop. Another try goes wide from Troy Lajeunesse. Maksimovic up the near side wall. Drop pass for Wayman. Somebody lost a stick. Erie has the puck. Give down low. Here's bouncing on in front. And the Otters couldn't tip it home. And Wayman will trick it up behind. The shot goes wide and a kick back out in front as Guzda slid out of his net and went right into the crease.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Power play ends, and we're back to even strength. As they send it into the Otters zone, far corner, Aiden Dudas. His shot was blocked by Jack Duff. Out to center ice, here's Phillips. Watched by Emmett Sproul, now Dudas. Poked by Emmett Sproul, it's still loose. And into Owen Sound territory. Lajeunesse still out here. He's got to get on his horse now because Sufko tosses it back towards the Otters zone. Gathered in out of the corner before the icing call. Out ahead for Phillips. Oh, look out. He's loose in the slot. Walks in and it fires wide on the crossbody shot. Cameron tosses it to the near side.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview,
I couldn't tell
you.
Jack Duff pins it along the boards. Squirts loose. Dudas will get it with Sushko. Dudas trying to tuck it out in front. Blocked by Martin. Martin a -3 last night. Usually very good for the Erie Otters, but nobody really had a good night, as we mentioned. As Dudas hands off far side. Watched by Martin the whole time, who throws him down to the ice. Sushko in the corner. Poked by Duff. Emmett Sproul will pick this one up and work it on ahead off the skates of Ivan Lodnia. Gathered right back in by the Owen Sound attack, and they feed it into the Otters zone, and both teams will change. 1-1 hockey game here for Owen Sound.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Here in the second period, the Otters cannot clear. Jack Duff title on the far boards with Hancock. Comes out to Cameron. His shot sails wide. Off the end board, skips all the way back up to the half wall. Lazarchuk right back in deeper. Duff will flag it down far corner. Didn't get much on that one. It sprung loose for Hancock. Winds up, slap shot, shoulder stop made. Rebound, Suzuki puts it in. After they have the Otters hemmed in, Suzuki's second of the night makes it 2-1.
Minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The slapper from the high slot by Kevin Hancock caught Dan Murphy just up high near the shoulder, tried to get the glove on it, but it hit the shoulder and just dropped right next to him after it popped into the air. And the Otters couldn't get to that rebound in time. Suzuki loose all by himself in front and just jams the rebound home. And Owen Sound goes up by 1. And the Otters lose the puck in their own end.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Takes it out, pokes it on down deeper. He's got an option down low. It's Lazarchuk back behind the net. Man in front. Oh, just tipped wide by Hancock. They're feeling it now here, this line. Suzuki, after they killed off that Otters power play, Erie came so close to taking the lead themselves. And the attack rally with this one. Here's Timmermans. He'll just slide it out to center ice. That's once again here, the tight quarters. You can keep it in the zone. Owen Sound using home ice advantage to their advantage as Hancock poked back behind the Otters goal, prodded onto the near side by Garrett
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Right now, feet on a cross, one-timer, getting across is Murphy, and he makes the stop. With 10 minutes to play in the second, 2-1 lead for the attack here from Owen Sound.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Complete with an easy, accessible drive-through and free pickup and drop-off. Chido's Cleaners is second to none. It's Chido's Dry Cleaners, the official dry cleaning service provider of the Erie Otters.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you. The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Sorry about that. If you're listening on the stream, we're trying to figure out what the issue is as to why Jim Rome keeps popping in, from what it sounds like. Aiden Dudas back onto the far side corner. As the Otters find themselves down 2-1. If you're listening on the Otters app and the live stream online, we're trying to figure out what the issue is. Sounds like it might be a YouTube problem right now. Here's a try for Owen Sound's Sushko. Lots of traffic in front. Erie deflects it wide on the block. Fred Holtz from the point. A wrist shot. Oh, that one off of Wayman. Bounce out in front of the end boards. And Beamish poked away.
Interview, I couldn't tell you.
Wayman almost put that one in off his own glove. Zapola pokes it on to the far side. Ethan Zapola up top. It's Phillips. Right back look. Oh, Zapola was open too. Just couldn't connect on that pass. Fred Holtz from the blue line. Throw it right back down deep. Off the side of that, Beamish tucks it out ahead for Max Golan. They got Ladnia wide left, joined by Max Simovic. Staying with him is Phillips. Shoves him on down to the corner. Ladnia, third round pick of the Minnesota Wild. Erie gets free in the corner again as Max Simovic trying to keep his skates against Phillips. Big time battle down on the far side. Down goes Phillips.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Flying in Ladnia with a shoulder, but it's bounced out off the skates to center ice, and Henry there for Erie. Erie finds Max Golan. Wheels back to his own end. Curls it on for Aiden Timmermans on the right wing side. And Timmermans into the offensive zone. He's sandwiched. And a penalty coming up here. I believe is going to go to Owen Sound as the Otters played out to Timmermans. Bounce it on in front to the far side corner. Off comes Murphy. Kept in by the Otters, but it's going to be touched up. And there's the call. A hooking call to
the
Owen Sound.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Aiden Timmermans. Cade Robinson had him tied up. And the former Otter comes to the penalty box and gives Erie a chance to tie things up here at 2. Face off inside Owen Sound territory. Erie's power play. 0 for 2, here tonight. And they'll start from their own end.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Settled down by the Otters, Christian Gurney. He snaps it on a stretch, looking to find Fowler. Who seem more and more confident as the days go by here with the Otters. Regular playing time, and he's really starting to adjust. Here's Podubny, right wing side. Walks in, wrists are blocked by Lyle. In behind the net. Otters wrap up the man. It's Suzuki battling with Fowler. Trenton Borkin to help out. Played up, but not out. Nice keep by Beamish. Open man on the near side. Podubny pulls the trigger, and it's blocked by Lyle. Down along his wallet. Here he gives to Gurney at the point. Looks right. Garrett
The
Podubny
minority
again.
coach
Comes out
that
to
the
middle of
Raiders
ice,
interview,
finds Gurney at the
I
blue
couldn't
line,
tell you.
back to Podubny, right wing side. On down to the corner for Patrick Fellows. Minute 10 on the play. Here's Fellows. Up top now at the right wing circle. Down low. Looking for the give and go. Garrett Podubny holds. He'll go up top. Gurney. Wrist shot from the point. Save made. A rebound in front. Poking away is Fowler. Another stop by Guzda. Swept on down ice. It'll be cleared by Suzuki. Otters get one in through traffic, but could not put home that rebound. And the top unit will stop and head to the ice. Wayman. Out to center, drop pass. Kyle
coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't get around McKenzie, and it's blasted back to the Otters zone. 2-1 hockey game. Owen Sound with the lead. Suzuki's second of the night at 9:06 of the second period. Otters drop it off to Maksimovic. He carries out ahead to center. Right wing. Denied the line was Golod taking away. Here comes Phillips. He's got numbers with McKenzie ahead. They get McKenzie alone in front. Oh, stopped by Murphy. And the rebound down back towards the Otters corner. On the breakaway, Murphy keeps it a one-goal game. Here's Ivan Lodny, wheels ahead. 5 seconds for the power play. Big-time tie-up.
I couldn't tell you.
Right at the blue line between Matthew Phillips and Max Golod, which resulted in Erie being offside. So 3 seconds left on the minor penalty to Cade Robinson for hooking. It's back to the neutral zone. 5-on-4 for just a couple more ticks on the clock. 6:29 to play here in the second. Erie down by one.
Coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Draw into the zone, but it's ripped down ice on the final clear. Robinson returned to the ice. We're back to even strength, 5-on-5. Erie finds one out at center ice. Emmett Sproul poke checked by Dudas back defensively. On for Zappola. Gets around Jack Duff. Duff staying with him stride for stride and plants Zappola onto the far side wall. As the puck rolls down behind the Otters goal, Dudas picks it up there, wrap around, and there's Dan Murphy on the stoppage for Erie.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
We'll come back to that Dan Murphy save on Brett McKenzie. It's a 2-1 game. That keeps it here a one-goal hockey game with McKenzie wide open, drifting into the Otters zone all by himself, a breakaway. And Murphy comes up with a major save to keep the Otters right here in striking distance. Yetman on right wing side. He'll float it on in.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
In front, here's Gurney. Bouncing around. Yetman finds it. Has a man open. Gives off to Gritz. One-timer fanned on it a bit. But the stop is made by Guzda. Erie chasing onto the far boards. This one, Chibrikov, to pass off the mark, but it still ends up out in the neutral zone. Sent on ahead for Maxim Sushko. Deflects it around Timmermans. Henry back for Erie. Slid up the near wall. Yetman is there for the Otters, and he'll bump it for Lajeunesse. Right wing into the neutral zone. One man on his back. Suzuki floats it in with one hand on the stick. Changes coming on for Erie back behind the play, trying to join.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Suzuki, they got Lazarchuk out ahead left wing side. Fakes the shot, watched by Beamish. Sets up, late man in is Suzuki, trying to turn on. They nearly coughed that one up. The Otters go by 2 sticks, but Phillips holds in. Would have been a 2-on-1 for Erie had they intercepted, but here's Lazarchuk again for Hancock. His shot just wide. Off the right wing circle. Beamish tucks it into his own corner. Slides it out ahead for Patrick Fellows, and Fowler out ahead. Dishes out towards center. That's about as far as the Otters will go. They're sent back towards the line, and Beamish with a man on his back, Lazarchuk.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Lost a handle. Timmermans has to stay. Hancock. Oh, with a man ahead. It's a 2-on-0. Lazarchuk gives off Suzuki. Blocker save made by Murphy. And the whistle sounds. A penalty upcoming to the Otters is going to be to Aiden Timmermans, but Dan Murphy robs Nick Suzuki of the hat trick on a 2-on-0 into the zone. Cross crease pass, and he gets across with the blocker. It stays 2-1, but the lethal power play of Owen Sound will make its way on.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
In the second period, the Otters will win the draw back and blast it down ice. That's what you saw a lot the last couple of years. The Erie Otters winning faceoffs. Now look, they cough one up, and Lodnia has it, sends it out to center ice. And it will come down to Dan Murphy, who holds, and he'll send it, give right near side for Jack Duff off of his stick. Comes loose for Ryan Martin. He'll wait, jam it up ahead and down ice.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview,
I couldn't tell you. You lost your major centerman from the last couple of years between Strome, Pettit, and you had a couple of good face-off men in Fogle and Sorelli last year. But Ivan Lodnia over the course of the season has gotten better and better, and the Otters were able to force the power play unit out into their own end to restart rather than getting possession right off the bat. As this one's flipped out ahead to center ice by the Otters and reeled in by Phillips. And he'll send it on in down the left wing side, all the way down to a minute left on the power play. And again, that's because the Otters won the opening draw.
The Raiders interview,
forced all sorts of havoc in it. Here's Suzuki now. Into the corner, throw it in front for McKenzie, and he sends it, shanking it wide. Dudas out of the near side corner. Banked ahead for Hancock. Right side Suzuki at the point. Center point area, Hancock again. Now Dudas, one-timer, blocked by Duff. Jam behind the goal, McKenzie. Sends it out, looking for Lazarchuk. Goes off of Ryan Martin. But the problem is now you have a gassed penalty kill unit for the Otters. And Duff lost his stick. Gets one from Maximovich. Here's Lazarchuk to Hancock. 25 seconds left on the power play. Right side.
The minority coach that the Raiders
away
interview,
by Murphy
I
on the
tell
shot.
you.
Dudas back to Suzuki at the right circle. Curls it on for Hancock. Down low, Dudas trying to tuck it out in front. And Jack Duff just plants him back behind the net. Battles with McKenzie. Buck still loose behind the Erie goal. Dudas is there. They get to Suzuki. Waits, holds, fires, saved by Murphy. And they put it on for Murphy to cover up with 2 seconds left in the minor penalty. As Jack Duff, that entire PK, pretty much using the stick of Kyle Maximovich. Maximovich at 5'9", Duff at 6'2".
Coach that the Raiders interview, I
and that PK unit doubled over. A much-deserved break for those four men. Doing most of the work against the second and first unit of the Owen Sound attack. Down to 2 seconds on this Timmerman's call. 2:25 to play. Otters trail by 1. It's 2-1 attack here in the second. Poked onto the far corner. Henry jams it around and all the way down ice. That'll do it. Icing wave down as Guzda goes to play it. Another face-off win for Erie.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Puck rather comes up, caught Wayman out in the neutral zone. Trying to get back to the play. But the whistle will sound. And this has just been bad luck for the Erie Otters, with pucks deflecting up underneath Shields and onto another player's mouth. Erie gets the whistle for this one, even though Owen Sound was threatening. And Wayman, he'll have to go down the runway.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview,
I couldn't tell you. A little bit of blood here. And he may go see the dentist as well. Erie lost Steph Patry last night, and he's not available here to the Otters. So holding out him precautionarily because he took a pass deflected into his mouth too, and had to go see the dentist and lost a couple teeth. And if Patry didn't have his mouth guard in when he took that puck up right into the mouth, probably wouldn't have his whole top
the minority coach that the Raiders interview,
I
couldn't tell you.
So the Otters are down to 5 defensemen. 2 minutes left here in the second period. 2-1 hockey game. Beamish will track it down back behind his own goal. Finds Fellows. Nudged ahead for Lajeunesse. Troy Lajeunesse just dishes right to the blue line of the attack as wrapped up Fowler knocked down Cameron, who spun out of control. The attack with the biscuit. Deflected in by Zabola. To the Otters zone, chasing is Henry. And back behind the Otters goal. Flipped on. Here's Patrick Fellows. A little bit of time, but hands right off to Sushko. Comes right back to Patrick Fellows, and he'll find Luke Beamish. Head up down the pass.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Leaves it along the near board. Sushko's there. Back to the Otters zone. Suzuki chasing. Drop pass to Sushko. Poke check here at the neutral, right in the circles. And that'll allow Erie to take it out to the neutral zone. As Patrick Fellows kicks it up, skate the stick, drop pass. Lajeunesse winds up, slap shot, kick save made, rebound in front, gathered in by the attack. Give out to Cameron. She skates out ahead, leaving for Hancock left wing, watched by Martin. Bangs in behind the Otters goal. Max Golod will pick it up. Flips it out ahead for Kyle Maximovic. Picks it up in flight in the final minute here. Erie down by one. Maximovic, first shot, save, made, rebound.
I couldn't tell you.
Cleared away by Suzuki onto the far boards. Moved ahead by Friend. Right side, Lysarchuk. Feed it to the Otters line, and the Otters intercept. Martin goes ahead for Maximovic, right wing side. Golod heads to the front of the goal. Maximovic, oh, he forgot the puck. He'll poke it on down to the near corner as Cameron on for Friend in the final half a minute. Couldn't get it past Ivan Lodny. He steals now. Gives to Maximovic. Looks in front. Rister. Save made by Guzda. Lodny back to the biscuit. From the far side half wall. 20 seconds go. Erie looking for the equalizer here. In down low to Golod. Comes out near side wide open. In front for Maximovic. Loose in the paint. And the Otters couldn't put it home. 10 seconds left in the period. Friend holds on. Stick check by Maximovic. Tucks it back behind the goal. 5 seconds left. Everybody's just gassed, it seems like. In comes Suzuki. He'll hold it and just pin it along the boards and allow time to run out on the second period. Suzuki's been the number here for Owen Sound. Adds his 21st and then his 22nd here in the second period of this season.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
For Owen Sound. That'll carry over into the third period. Shots 16-18 in favor of the Owen Sound attack, and they lead on the scoreboard 2-1. We will step for a break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined on the broadcast side by our good friend Steve Fitzsimmons, TV voice of the Guelph Storm for the Owen.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
On Rogers TV, he's going to stop on with us here in just a minute. We'll talk OHL. That's next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
In February 2016, Emily gave birth prematurely to twin boys at Allegheny Health Network.
It's overwhelming to think about everything that we survived. We often in my house refer to like the NICU staff as like the SWAT team. Like they're there to do a job and they do it really well. My delivery, I loved everything about it. For someone having two babies at 32 weeks, 5 days, I loved it.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, we had bad days. We had really bad days. But I trusted the nurses, the doctors. I trusted them. In the beginning, everything is scary. And then now, at a year and a half, we just do things that normal families do.
5 weeks later, Emily brought home her two healthy boys. Caring for all of her life, is living proof. St. Vincent Hospital of Allegheny Health Network. To learn more or schedule an appointment with a women's health expert, visit ahn.org/allofherlife.
Raiders interview.
Great meeting, guys. Yes, thanks for your time. Excuse me, everyone.
Mary?
In my hand is $3 million Mega Multiplier, the new game from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with top prizes of $3 million. $3 million! Did you win? I don't know. I'm so excited about it. This could be a big winner. Just wanted to share.
Sometimes the moments before you scratch are as exciting as the moments you do. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Hi, this is Ed Rendell. I've got to admit that I was sort of a dinosaur when it came to using social media. But my son found Epic Web Studios, and we began working with them. And they've done an incredible job with us. They've significantly increased our followers on Twitter and Facebook. They make sure that we put up the right things. They capture every good thing that I've said or done on TV and get it out real quickly. And it's been just a revelation to me, and they've been tremendous to work with.
Don't be a dinosaur. Call or text Epic Web Studios at 814-746-6987.
Interstate Mitsubishi is now selling the Outlander Sport for its lowest price ever, $15,988. That's almost $5,000 less than its original MSRP of $21,890. For just $15,988, you can own an Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, 7 airbags, and 18-inch alloy wheels. This is the best deal on a brand new CUV you'll find anywhere, and it's only at Interstate Mitsubishi, 1/2 mile south of the Mill Creek Mall on Route 99.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back inside the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center, the J.D. MacArthur Arena Ice.
The minority coach at the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The Erie Otters trail the Owen Sound attack 2-1 here through 40 minutes of play, but the Otters brought a lot of energy and response from last night's loss, 8-1. That was all Owen Sound. Erie is looking pretty good here so far this afternoon. But at this time, we're going to be joined here. Pleased to have Steve Fitzsimmons, the TV voice of the Guelph Storm on Rogers TV, come and join us once again here on the broadcast. Steve, I know you're going to do color. You're going to hop on with us here tonight, but emergency kind of brought you over to join the Owen Sound Attacks team over on
the
TV
minority
side,
coach that the Raiders interview.
It is what it is. It's a pleasure to be
you.
with you, at least in the intermission, and we'll catch another game with you down the road.
Of course, we still got another trip up to Guelph coming our way, but for us, I know we were going to chat some. Well, look at the rosters, because there's a pretty big game coming up in Guelph on Thursday with the CHL Top Prospects game, the 2018 edition, and Guelph well represented coming up as well for Thursday night for the hometown team.
Yeah, it's nice to have two players in the game, Ryan Merkley and Cam Hillis, but it's a real honor for the city. Typically they pick larger venues than Guelph, where it's $49.99 is capacity, but I think it's a real honor for the city, a feather in the cap of the Guelph Storm franchise to host this, and I know they're really, really very excited. It's a virtual sellout. It'll be a sellout by game time, and it's just one of those nice things where you get all the NHL people coming in to look at the junior players, and the value of the game. There's maybe a question about is it more of a marketing thing, and it is that. Yeah. But you know what? I think if you're a player and you make an impression in the game, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this replaced
the minority coach that the Raiders interview.
I
couldn't tell you.
Instead. I think it makes a ton more sense bringing some of these young guys, and another look to the draft eligibles and going forward. But for Guelph, I guess we can look at the roster and some of the OHL teams. This is one of the first years Erie doesn't have anybody playing in the game. Obviously, you lost some players. Alan McShane is going to be a nice piece for somebody to go and watch. It could have been around, but the rest of the group, I mentioned the two guys there for Guelph, but is there anyone that you think can really make a statement for themselves that can climb up the draft
minority coach
draft
that
rankings
the Raiders
and ratings
interview?
coming up?
I couldn't tell you.
The big showing against some of the other draft eligibles.
This guy is no surprise, I don't think, but I would say that Evan Bouchard of the London Knights is a guy that has opened a lot of eyes with his play, both offensively and defensively this year on the back end for the London Knights. He's a guy I think is probably fighting to be in the top 10 for the upcoming NHL draft, and he has a lot of tools in his toolkit. A big shot, he can skate, he can play the body. He's just, and he has offensive gifts, including really good vision, and I just like him a lot as a player. And, he's a guy that I think maybe nationally isn't as well known. That giving him this national stage on Sportsnet, it's a guy that people might be starting to talk about a bit more.
I thought so too. He's kind of been the 5th, 6th defenseman for the London Knights the last couple of years because they've been stacked. But this year, he was the only returning defenseman from the London Knights team that the Otters took to 7 games last year in the postseason, and it has really taken over. I think at the midway point, I'm sure you're part of the Paul Kratz, who does the media voting for some of the group, and I was surprised that he wasn't got more.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you
in the league. He might have the gaudy point totals that some of the other guys have around the league, but without him, I don't think he's. With 5 other rookie first-year defensemen for them, I don't think the London Knights would be where they're at. Obviously, Raymakers helps a bit on the goaltending switch, but Evan Bouchard, not just the defensive ability, that guy somehow finds a way to always get a puck on the net through traffic. It's one of the other great abilities that he has, that at least that I've noticed in the couple of games that we've had with him in even the last couple of years.
I've noticed a couple times in Guelph, he's had the awareness to try to carry the puck off the backboards to get it to bounce back in front. I mean, he's a really smart player, that looks for any angle he can get, and he figured that one out in Guelph in watching, the boards maybe during the warm-up, and he tried to make that count and got some good chances for them when they were in Guelph.
And we were talking in the back in the media room earlier today. Has he surpassed Ryan Merkley as the top eligible draft eligible defenseman out of the OHL?
I think, with all due respect to Ryan Merkley, who of course I see all the time, I think yes, he definitely has passed Ryan Merkley at this time, and I think it's largely because he has a more well-rounded game than Ryan Merkley. There's no question that Ryan Merkley has tremendous offensive gifts, but his defensive game, is a work in progress, to put it fairly, I think, and he's working at it. I think he's minus 18 right now. He was minus 41 last year. He's cut that down some. He's not pinching in as often. He's picking his spots. But that's a work in progress for him. That being said, with Ryan Merkley, he does things that maybe only 3 or 4 OHL players can do offensively. Maybe only even 10% of NHL players can do offensively. He's got tremendous gifts, but right now I'd say Evan Bouchard, the more well-rounded player, and probably a player that will get drafted a little bit higher in the NHL draft.
I do want to ask you more, because you would know more than us. You see the Guelph Storm every home game and with the TV play-by-play. But Cam Hillis, even in a couple of games that we've seen the Otters and the Guelph Storm get together, Cam Hillis stands out for me. And it was a surprise at the start of the season. He's kind of shot up in the to be rated in the November rankings as well. But now a chance in this top prospects game, we see him shoot up by the end. I know do you think he'll end up in the first round? And I wouldn't.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview,
Cam Hillis is going to be a first round pick. And his story is interesting. We drafted him in the second round of last year's OHL draft, and he and his family made the decision not to come to Guelph last year to play at a lower level of hockey, and he was considering going the U.S. college route. And he basically had no communication hardly with the Guelph Storm from that point on until the point where he showed up for training camp and nobody even knew he was coming.
Oh, really?
Literally. And they're like, wow, this is good news. We had penciled him in last year to be the second-line center, hoping he would be. And, of course, never came. And this year he has been nothing short of fantastic.
I couldn't tell you.
Maybe the best player in a Guelph Storm uniform this year. Of course, he leads all OHL rookies in scoring. And consider this, in his first 10 games, the only goal he had was an empty net goal, and from there he has just absolutely taken off, and he's almost a point a game.
And that's what the one thing he reminded me of in the first couple of games we played against Erie. Just reminded me of Robbie Fabry, because he finds his way. The puck always finds its way to him, and it's a credit to him and his the way he thinks the game, that hockey sense, to know where plays are going to develop, where that puck's going to be. And
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Robbie Fabry's a great comparison. I also think about a guy like Ryan Callahan, who was shifty, could find open ice out there, had great vision, always found himself in a good place to score, and was able to get out of defensive coverage. And Cam Hillis, not a big guy, but a guy that can skate, and he finds a way to get open. And boy, he has really made the Guelph Storm so much better this year.
I know you'll be, I'm sure, in Guelph and at least get to watch the game, and a Sportsnet kind of takes over and gives you the boot for it.
Yeah, they do. But
is there anybody on these rosters you're looking forward to the most?
I couldn't tell you.
We've seen a couple times. I've already seen my 2 games with Barry Colts. I've seen Andrei Svechnikov. Didn't get a whole lot of minutes in the World Junior Championship, but he seems to be the clear-cut number 2 behind Rasmus Dahlin. Yeah,
it seems to be that way. A guy that I just haven't seen a lot of because he's in the Eastern Conference. I'm interested to see Cody Clark of the Ottawa 67s. Of course, his dad is Wendell Karp, the former Toronto Maple Leaf great, and Cody has been able to score up pretty good this year for the Ottawa 67s. Has taken more of an offensive role in that hockey club, and is playing up the lineup compared to playing maybe in 4th-line minutes last year. And he's a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if on this type of a stage he'll be well prepared by his dad to shine on a stage like this.
And I think another guy, already kind of shot up the ratings with his performance in the Czech Republic. Philips Zadina with the Czechs did a great tournament. Chance here to kind of come in. I think that's the fun thing. You don't get to see, well, especially in the States, we don't get much junior coverage. I get to watch the OHL, but you don't get to see the Quebec
League. The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Zadina was pretty impressive even the World Junior Tournament.
He was, and another guy, if we go back to the Memorial Cup with the St. John Sea Dogs, Joe Valeno played very well for, they obviously didn't do well at the Memorial Cup, but he played very well for them at the Memorial Cup. He's been a point a game this year and then some, and last year he was a solid player for the St. John Sea Dogs. He's a guy that, for me, probably is a top 20 first-round draft pick. Yep. He has a lot of talent, and he's a guy that maybe, he's a bit more known maybe because of the Memorial Cup that was on Sportsnet last year, but a guy to keep your eye on as well.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Player in the Quebec League to be granted that. Steve, I know we got to cut for a break, and I got to fill in a couple more here right after this, but thanks for at least stopping by, and thanks for joining us here on the broadcast.
No problem.
Great to work, and at least get a little bit of time and enjoy the prospect game on Thursday.
Always a pleasure.
It's Steve Fitzsimmons, TV voice of the Guelph Storm on Rogers TV. We got to take a break. We'll look around the league after this. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Hello, I'm Greg Loop, President and CEO of Family Services of NWPA. January is National Mentoring Month,
The
and to celebrate, we will be
coach
sharing
that the
stories
Raiders
during
interview,
the game
I couldn't
about the
tell you.
impact Big Brothers Big Sisters is having in our community. Together, changing a child's life is easier than you think. If you enjoy catching a movie or shooting hoops, then Big Brothers Big Sisters is perfect for you. There are more than 150 kids in Erie County waiting to be matched with a big brother or big sister. Visit our table in the concourse to learn more and get involved.
Over the years, technology has greatly improved the productivity of the business office. From faxes and copiers to multifunction printers, now we just don't know how to get things done without them. And that means you need a reliable printer, copier, and a dependable service plan. That's why you should trust Cooper Business Machines. They are Erie's only authorized dealer for sharp document systems. And most importantly, they'll maintain your machine so that it continues to, well, work. Just like your car, it needs regular maintenance and parts need to be replaced regularly. If your copier isn't properly maintained or you're not getting toner in a timely fashion, then you've been reminded of what it's like to work in the dark ages. Don't wait any longer. Your business requires dependability. Shouldn't you expect the same? Cooper Business Machines, Erie's only authorized sharp dealer and service provider.
I couldn't tell you.
Helping you get back to business since 1980. Online at cooperbusinessmachines.com or call 456-7585.
Great meeting, guys.
Yes, thanks for your time. Excuse me, everyone.
Mary?
In my hand is $3 million Mega Multiplier, the new game from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with top prizes of $3 million. $3 million! Did you win? I don't know. I'm so excited about it. This could be a big winner. Just wanted to share.
Sometimes the moments before you scratch are as exciting as the moments you do. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever. At 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with Living Proof. Choose Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit chooselivingproof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
Coach that the Raiders interview.
The new home of the Erie Otters. WRIE Erie. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
During the game on Sunday, well, Joe Buck was right for about an hour and a half. And then Marcus Williams made
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
his legs out underneath him, and he missed, and he was off to the races. 61 yards later, the Vikings were advancing to the championship round. Those are the kind of things you get from me on Twitter. If you want to make your point on Twitter, hit me up at Jody McMahon, JodyMacMahon. The best tweet will be the Mac Daddy tweet of the day. We will judge that before we get out of here today. Give me your thoughts on the Vikings and the Eagles in their championship affair a little bit later on today. My phones are open. Brad from Cali, thanks for the patience.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you. The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you. minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
An Erie landmark since 1953, Nunzi's Place serves generous portions of great food at reasonable prices. Family owned for almost 60 years, Nunzi's prepares the finest Italian cuisine in Erie. Come see why the Erie Times-News said Nunzi's is known for food that tastes good. Nunzi's Place, located at 2330 East 38th Street near the Bayfront Connector. To call for reservations or place an order for takeout,
The
call
minority coach that the
825-2940.
Raiders interview,
Nunzi's,
I
known
couldn't
for
tell you.
Italian food that tastes good since 1953.
Inside the J.D. MacArthur Arena, I'm Aaron Cooney. Set for the third period. Otters trail by 1. 2-1 Owen Sound attack here through 40 minutes of play. Owen Sound 15-1-2 when they lead after 2 periods. But the Otters, well, icing call-up coming to start. That'll give Erie an offensive zone
minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Their top unit on. Erie when trailing after 2-1, 17-2-1. Suzuki has the go-ahead marker. He's got both tallies for the attack here this afternoon. Otters looking to tie things up. And I'll tell you what, they provided a lot of good pressure here. They almost got it tied up late in the second period. They also give a ton of credit to keep this a 1-goal game. Dan Murphy's made some sensational stops for Erie. Here's Phillips into the offensive zone.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Sped on down to the Otters corner on the near side. Touched here and twirling around is Ivan Lodny. He'll get out to center ice. Down the left wing, Lodny on for Max Golod at the face-off dot. Flick it on in front. Knocked out of midair by Max Simovic with the play. And a good stop by Guzda. Played up the far side, but not out. Golod holds it. Rip it down low, looking for Max Simovic. Just a tad out of his reach. As Friend throws it right out in front, almost came to the open tape of Max Golod. He picks it up off the wall now. In front for Lodnia with a try. It's wide and off a couple of sticks. Friend sends it on to the far side.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Wait for some traffic, tries the shot, and it'll be deflected out by Kevin Hancock. But a good opening shift here for the Otters. A minute and 1 second into this third period. Looking for the equalizer here from Owen Sound. Hayden Fowler, the goal for the Erie Otters. Back in the first period, gave the Otters a 1-0 lead, and that is one you're going to see on the highlight reels coming up this week in the OHL. There's Duff with a wrist shot. Sticked away on the far side.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The breaks to the far side. Down goes Bork. Here's Fowler driving the net now, and a stop made by Guzda on the sharp angle shot try. Lyle has it now. Boy, he didn't have the playing time that he has now. Second line for the Erie Otters, and he was pretty much in and out of the lineup. Fourth line most minutes with the deep Owens or the Sault Ste. Marie team. But as he has played more and more, he can just sense. Feels more and more at home, man, in this OHL as a 16-year-old. Here's Zappola.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Here playing for the Otters, and a penalty coming to the Erie Otters. Josh Raymond trips up Aiden Dudas. And off to the penalty box he goes. That was not a smart play by the Otters. Not one that you needed when you're trying to get this one back. He just put out the right leg of his, as he was skating backwards, try to impede him a bit. And Dudas just said, I'm just going straight through it, and gets tripped up.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
For Owen Sound. 0 for 2 tonight. Otters will draw back, hammer around the boards, but that one caught a stick. Ends up out of play on the drive by Curtis Henry. Will reset to the right of Dan Murphy, who's robbed Brett McKenzie on a shorthanded breakaway. He's robbed Nick Suzuki of a hat trick on a 2-on-0 break on a cross-ice feed. Dan Murphy dialed in.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Suzuki gives on the Sushko right wing side. Trying to feed on in front, tip back out to the blue line. Sushko leaves it for Dudas left wing side. Suzuki now, center point area. Waits, drags, holds, fan on the play. A couple Otters go down. Sushko has the puck now. Charges to the middle of the ice. Wrist shot. Head off an Otter and was blocked. Ended up wide. Suzuki holds from the blue line. Dudas. Right back up top. Suzuki. Gives on towards the circle. Kevin Hancock is there. Back to Dudas, top of the circle. Feeds in down low. McKenzie just chops it out to the front. It'll be picked up by Sushko at the half wall from the right wing. Suzuki at the point.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
One-time try, and Murphy robs Dudas. Oh, jeez. Dan Murphy having himself a game. McKenzie on the far side. Keeps Erie in it, still within striking distance. Within one as Grits, forward, went down. That was Dudas. And allows Erie to knock it out to center ice, but Suzuki wheels right back in. His wrister blocked by Luke Beamish. Here's Suzuki again, picking it up from the near side. 55 seconds left on the power play. Dudas on the right wing. Up high for Suzuki, crossed for Hancock. Right back center point, Suzuki holding it. Sushko, one-timer, caught the crossbar with it.
Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Hancock again as they hold in. Suzuki, Sushko, one-timer, blocked by Beamish. And it's sent on to the near side boards. In down low, they hold with McKenzie. Sushko, half wall. Suzuki glides along the line, gives to Hancock, slides it back for Suzuki. Wrister through traffic, blockered away by Murphy onto the corner. 22 seconds left on the power play. They get to Sushko, one-timer, blocked by Beamish again. Settles onto the corner. It's McKenzie back behind the goal. Beamish intercepts and lofts it off the near side glass out to center, and Erie hustles
the minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Unit, but it's down to 5 seconds. But how about that? From the Erie Otters PK unit, they kill him off. Murphy makes stops. Beamish a couple of blocks. And Owen sound. They come back into the Otters zone. Out of the box here is Wayman. Deflects it out to center ice. It's moved to Campbell, and into the zone they come. Charging the net is Russell. They give to Morrow. Wrister saved by Murphy. He'll hold on to this one. With 15:58 left in the third period. Otters trailed by 1, but another PK step up for the Otters.
Coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Has done a fantastic job here since the second half of the year. As the Otters win it back for Curtis Henry behind his own goal. Here he goes right back to Henry on the dish. They'll find Maximovich towards neutral ice. Lifted on left wing side. Bork chased down by Garrett Podubny behind the goal. Haven't seen much of Garrett Podubny in that second period. Golod ties a man up behind the net. Frees it onto the near side corner. Moved up the boards. Jack Duff holds in. Elevates it back down deep for Golod.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Away from Russell. Bork come to help out. There's Marino Morrow. And he'll just knock it off the body of Golod out of play. And the Otters offside. Right at the line as well on that one. And the whistle will bring the stoppage. 15:21 to go. In the third, Erie looking for the equalizer. 2-1, Owen sound. Suzuki has both, and it's out there now for the attack. 7 NHL draft picks.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
One of them, Jonah Gadjevic, a second-round pick for the Vancouver Canucks, but he's under the weather and has missed the weekend. Here's a turnover by Erie, and Lazarchuk sends it wide on the shot. Poked away by Wayman to the far boards. Erie can't clear, though. Launched back onto the near side corner on the keep in by Phillips. They'll trick up the near boards, and Fowler sends it down ice. That'll be an icing call to Erie. And all the way back to the Otter zone we go with 5 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Otters fans, hope you joined in for Otters All Access earlier this morning, 11 a.m. on WICU and Erie News Now. Start your Sunday with that. Inside look at the Erie Otters every Sunday at 11 a.m. Otters team guests, inside look, you name it. As it's sent back on towards neutral ice by Erie. And also coming up this Wednesday, we'll have another edition of Otters Out.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Sushko gives out the blue line. Friend in front, his shot is blocked. Out of the corner, Sushko. Pitch it back behind the Erie goal. Timmerman slides it on far side, but he was caught up by Dudas, who's tripped up by Aiden Timmermans, and there's the penalty coming. Erie right back to the penalty box. Timmerman's second time today. And a A slashing call is the official ruling.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Fourth opportunity on the power play here for Owen Sound. And they've been very selective. The line zone here, I don't know what it is, but we've seen a lot of wave outs and a lot of stoppages because of this. Here's a one-time try. Face-off win by the attack. Suzuki fanned on it. Suchko now holds from the right side. Suzuki at the center point.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
He's in from the left wing circle, throws it in front. That was blocked by Beamish again. Suchko has it though. Fans on the play. Hands off. Aiden Dudas center point. Back to Suchko. One-timer. Misses wide with the try. Held in. It's Suzuki at the circle. Cuts across. Makes his way to the center point area. Suchko cross ice feed. Off the wall, Hancock lets the shot go. Comes back to Suchko. On for Suzuki. Fan on it. And the Otters will gather it in. And backhanded on down ice. Another healthy dosage of PK from the Erie Otters.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Settles onto the far side corner, Henry. Poked up ahead, Aiden Dudas with 1:05. Throw it on in front. Never made it on goal. Blocked by Duff. They give back looking for Dudas, and it's right between Dudas and Suzuki, and Maximovich will make sure as he chases Suzuki into his own end. Here comes Nick Suzuki. Brings it out ahead and leaves it left wing side into the zone. Hit by Henry, thrown on in front. Save made Murphy as Jack Duff back behind the goal. Picked up by Suchko. They're making changes. Here's Campbell fresh on. His one-timer blocked by Erie.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Blocked by Jack Duff. Suzuki. Now Suchko up the boards. It's Lyle. On for a one-timer, and Jack goes wide. Up the near side boards, grabbed by Suchko. Hands off Lyle's try. That was blocked by a couple others. Zappola with it now. Drags out the goaltender and pokes it around to the net. Zappola finishes it off, and it's a 3-1 hockey game.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
But just enough. Brady Lyle lets the shot go. That didn't make it on net. Blocked by Henry. And as Zappola gathered it in, just fakes out Murphy with the move. He kind of lost his net a bit here at the top of the crease. And allowed him to tuck it around behind Murphy. Trickling out from that post. Power play goal for the attack. The
minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Here's Bork, feeds it back down low. Settled by Lyle. As Garrett Podubny, a little steal, nudges it down inside the zone, picks it back up. Now here's Podubny walking in as a wrister. Oh, he's stopped by Guzda, who holds on. Kind of bobbled it a bit on the stop, but still able to hold on. With Ethan Zappola with the power play goal from Lyle and Suchko.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
By 2. Face off one to Beamish. Waits, fires one off the leg of Patrick Fellows. Hammers it towards the goal from a sharp angle. That sails off the end boards and up to the point. Jack Duff there. Poked alive by Fellows. Lajeunesse comes up the half wall. Has Fowler now reaching. Deeks, but it's poked away by Friend. Fowler gets it right back. Fellows into battle away in the far corner. Now Dudas, but Lajeunesse trying to power his way out to the front of that. Got caught on the cage.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Goal by Lajeunesse, and Guzda has it. And he holds on with the traffic provided by 91 in white.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Guzda One back by Owen Sound. Played up the left wing side and floated out for Hancock to center ice. Chipping around Beamish. The Suzuki follows up. They'll carry on down to the far corner. Beamish gathers there. Plays it on for Maximovich. A nice little dish. And out ahead, 2-on-2, the Otters skate. Maximovich gets around Phillips. Man in front is goal line. Lets a shot go. And Guzda only looked behind him looking for it. It was caught up in its equipment.
The minority coach that the Raiders interviewed, I couldn't tell you.
The skids that they're on. Ivan Lodnia pointless in 3 games. Kyle Maximovich, his longest drought, 4 games without a point. As the Otters trail 3-1 here from Owen Sound. Out left wing, Doherty skates it away for the attack. Run into by Christian Gurney.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
By Nathan Timmermans spinning away from some traffic. He was forced by Brett McKenzie, the Overraker, former North Bay Battalion. Now angles it off the near boards, deflected in by Chad Yetman. Bork finds Doherty left wing side. Out ahead, here comes McKenzie. Right down Main Street, hands off to Campbell with a man in front. Campbell watched by Henry and sends him onto the near side corner. As a knuckler from the blue line misses wide. McKenzie turns, he sends one on goal. There's a sneaky shot from McKenzie, stopped by Murphy as Doherty tries to get it across.
Coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Stopped by the Otters and their defensive Timmermans able to step in front and block it, flip it out to center. Cole Cameron up off the stick of Josh Wayman back to the Otters zone. 10:06 to play in this third frame. Erie down by 2. Power play goal for Ethan Zapola made it 3-1 in favor of the attack. Rattled back in, up along the shelf, and carries all the way to the corner after that shoot in. Lajeunesse will find it. Looking for Fowler, charges on down left wing. Erie gives out to Duff at the blue line. Now Wayman,
the minority coach that the Raiders interview,
I
couldn't
tell you. Just wide by
I
Fellows. Pick it right back up off the end boards, Patrick Fellows. Throw it towards the front of the net. Save made, rolls right through Guzda, and it's poked away by a diving Lyle before the Otters could find it in the crease. Here's Lajeunesse now, dancing around. Hands off to Fellows, waits, wrister. That one's just wide. And behind the goal, Lyle. Fowler lost his stick, but still pokes it away. Lajeunesse after it. Centering pass by Fowler. Fouled by Zapola, and off goes Owen Sound. They got a rush here too. As Sushko puts it off his stick. Erie trying to quickly move back up ahead north.
That the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
1-on-3. Shot blocked, bounces on in front, rolls to the goal. Lajeunesse looking for it. Erie poked it loose to the corner. There's Lajeunesse one more time. First man on Maximovich. He's got it. His wrister wide. After a block, catches the end boards, and it's covered by Guzda. With 8:54 to play here in the third. And the Otters on the march in the offensive zone, but still trying to get something past Mac Guzda.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
8:54 to go in the third. Otters fans, True Moo and Meadowbrook Dairy Pure Milk is the official milk choice of the Erie Otters. That's True Moo and Meadowbrook Dairy Pure Milk, the official milk choice of the Otters.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
8:54 remains for the Otters. They're down by 2. Erie returns home with, the road doesn't get much easier. You got 2 games with contenders. Friday night, the Hamilton Bulldogs for their only visit to the Erie Insurance Arena, and then final visit for the Sarnia Sting on Saturday. Both 7 p.m. starts from the Erie Insurance Arena.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
We'll visit Taylor Radish and company in the Sioux on Super Bowl Sunday. This one's fed on in towards the Otters zone by Owen Sound. Beamish is there for Erie behind his own goal. Assists in each of the last 2 games for Luke Beamish against his former squad. Bounces it up though to Phillips. Lets a shot go from long range. That's stopped by the stick of goaltender Murphy. Sends it on to the far corner. Picked up by Alan Lazarchuk, a native of Poland, and played with Poland at the World Junior Championship Division
The
I.
minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Carries across and trying to make his little move on the right wing side. Got around Fred. Here's Maximovich, and he couldn't tuck it home. Oh, wow, what a move by the Otters. Rough night for Jacob Friend. Left his jock up in the rafters. A couple moves the Otters have put on him. But the Otters that time couldn't beat Matt Guzda, the goaltender. That helps when you're 6'4", and he keeps the right pad out to deny Kyle Maximovich. Zarchuk tries a wraparound. That's going to be stopped by Dan Murphy. He read that one the whole way.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Goes to 6'4", 202 pounds from Knoxville, Tennessee. Spent last year with Detroit Honey Baked. As they show the replay here as Maximovich gets right around Jacob Friend. And almost finished this one off, cutting to the front of the ice and right in front of the goaltender. But the long pad leg span of goaltender Guzda helps out and bails out the attack. Here's Henry leading the march ahead to center ice, followed up by Garrett Podubny. Man in front, can't get it there. He was tied up by Brady Lyle, who walks it back
coach
to
that the
Otters
Raiders
ice.
interview, I couldn't tell you.
No icing on the play. As the Otters head back behind their own goal and reset. Ahead for Chad Yetman. Bounced out forward. Here's Podubny. Comes on across. Erie onside as they backhand it in. Yetman may have been offside on that one. I think he missed it. But that's okay. Erie still chases here. Yetman reaches on near side. Ties up with Lyle, who just powers his way on through and backhands it off the window down to the Otters zone. No icing. McKenzie forces the issue. Otters drop it off in the corner for Jack Duff.
The minority
Played
coach that the Raiders
boards.
interview,
Sushko
I couldn't tell you.
McKenzie throw it in front, right for Zapola. But it trickles off his stick back behind the goal. Looking for Sushko out in front. Denied by Troy Lajeunesse, who skates out ahead with Fowler. Back to Lajeunesse across center red. Chip and chase, Fowler with it too. On down to the near side corner. Fellows, Fowler, Lajeunesse back on. As Fowler, nice little move, ducks around Zapola. The puck rolls off his stick, and Aiden Dudas will trickle it over to the far boards and carry to center ice. Around Josh Wayman, who wipes out. And Dudas with the puck in the Otters corner, hands off in front. Here's Zapola, tied up, and they try to tuck it home one more time. Erie takes it out of the crease and denies the goal. Here's Phillips. On down to the far side for Sushko at the corner. Comes up high now. Leaves it for Aiden Dudas. Spinning away from Josh Wayman. Looks Sushko in the corner. Under 6 to play. Erie trails by 2. And they're threatening again here, Owen South. So pull it to the blue line. Phillips has a man to his right, and Cameron swings it onto the corner instead. Hand off Dudas. Back door going to the back and sent wide by Sushko. And the Otters elevate this one back the other way. It'll be an icing call. But fortunately for Erie, it's going to stop on the corner.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
That was a tired unit for the Otters. Here's Golod chasing as he gets this one. A steal. Here's Maximovich, and he fans on the try as it goes wide after the steal by Golod. And trickles all the way out. Hancock gets it into the Otters zone. Erie clears. Friend now holds for his partner Trenton Bork. Off the stick of Golod, and Maximovich picks it up, and he's got speed into the zone for Golod, poked away by Hancock defensively. Nice play by the third-year man. They flip it on in.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
In Erie territory for Alan Lazarchuk. Turns it on in front, intercepted by Ivan Ladnia. He looks for an option. He'll just skate this one and wheel back towards his own end. Erie gives some ground as they just leave it out at center ice. McKenzie takes there. Now Suzuki into the Otters zone. Comes across right wing side. Onto the corner, watched by Ryan Martin, who plants him along the wall. But followed up, now McKenzie with it. Wrist shot blocked by Curtis Henry. 4.5 to play, Erie in their own end still. They turn it over to Suzuki. They leave it out to the blue line. Trenton Bork lines up, slapper.
I couldn't tell you.
Ivan Ladny, I think, and deflected wide. Maximovich sees the Otters are changing behind the play. Drifts around here at the red line. And now we'll turn it into the zone on the back end. Gritz will chase for Erie. Angled back for Friend in the near corner. The attack control, Campbell. Slid on far boards and out ahead for Jackson Doherty, 28 in red. Drops it for McKenzie, one-timer. Shoulder stop made by Murphy. Erie trickles it up the far boards, not out. Lyle holds it. Just leaves it down low for the big boys to go to work. Henry against McKenzie. Some shoving there. Grits pokes in there.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Gloves by Doherty. Angles it back for Lyle at the line. Able to hold in here. Gets a wrist shot away. It sends it on to the near corner. Deflected wide by Erie. McKenzie up the right wing wall. Back down towards the goal line. Picked up by Doherty. He gives towards Cameron. He'll come across the line. Skates far side. Just deliver it towards the corner for McKenzie to drill it off the side of the cage. Wide to the right wing side. And Cameron now. Poke check by Podubny. Hit by Henry. But the puck is loose behind the Erie goal. Timmermans will find it. Gives himself a little bit of room.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Keep the puck away from Erie and in down deep. Then will wind the clock down. As they snap it ahead and a long-range try from Podubny. Guzda puts it on the far corner. Erie changing as well back behind the play as Wayman steps on and battles with Zapola down the Otters lane. Chipped up the near side glass, swept by Fowler, but not out. Duff will find it on the far boards. James on the brakes. He's chased by Dudas. There's a center in front. It's gathered in the intercept by Fowler. Puts it off a stick and down deep. Bork will chase it down. 2:38 to play. Erie down by 2.
The Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Losing his stick is Jack Duff, and now he's trying to soccer it around. It won't happen. Dudas takes it over, drags it to the middle of the ice. Sliding is Josh Wayman to play it onto the near side with his glove. They hold in, however. Dudas on the near side. No stick for Jack Duff right now. Sushko in behind the Erie goal. Powers his way through. Josh Wayman carries near side. At the corner. Looks. Surveys. Out high now. Floated on in front. Knocked out of midair by Fellow. Still with his Zapola. Gets a try away. In tight. And it's stopped by Murphy.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And the Otters will make a change. It's another tired unit hemmed in their own end. This is the forechecking of the attack team that you're used to from last year. Maybe they will flip the switch here in the second half of the season. Looking for a third straight victory. The Owen Sound attack.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Erie, Oshawa, and then one in London in overtime for a 3-game win streak. Here's Kyle Maximich carrying to center ice. He'll launch it into the zone, bouncing right out in front on the knuckle, but the Otters couldn't find it. Maximich now hooked up back behind the goal. Losing his stick is Trenton Bork. Goaltender comes off for Erie, but there is no power play upcoming. Erie just going with the extra man with 95 seconds to go. Down to the corner. Here comes Phillips. Poke check by Podubny. Got it loose. Put it in front. The Otters saw it knocked into the air by the
coach
attack.
that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Flips it out ahead to center ice. Beamish on his horse will pick it up at the blue line. A minute 17 to play. Otters need 2 to tie. Goaltender off at 6-on-5. Guzda just leaves it onto the corner. There's Trenton Bork and the Otters' Ivan Lanya comes crashing in. Suzuki settles down a bouncing puck. He's got 2 tonight. Trying to look for the hat trick. As the Otters keep it alive, poking it down low was Golod, grabbed by Hancock, however, and he sends it out for Lazarchuk. Knifed away by Duff. Wayman settles it on the near side boards. Lazarchuk for Hancock, and he'll tip it into the Otters zone.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
By Wayman. Gathered by Lodnia, looks ahead, and here's Max Golod. Garrett Podubny with a head of steam. Leaves it left wing. It's Max Simba trying to get a shot away, and he missed wide on the glove hand side. Golod reels it in. Skate the stick, now finds Wayman. 34 seconds to go. Throw it towards the net. Why not? Hancock blocks it. There it's knocked up off the glass, and here's Suzuki for the hat trick as he gets loose and shovels it in with 23.7 on the clock. 4-1 attack.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
We'll see some hats come down to the ice. But the Otters will fall on the road for a 14th straight game. The second longest road winless
coach
skid
that the Raiders
in
interview,
team history.
I couldn't
Fowler
tell
out
you.
the center left wing side. He'll launch it off goal. Yeah, it's held on to from long range by Guzda with 12 seconds left. And the Attack will win 3 straight for the first time since October. Aiden Timmermans blasts one wide after the face-off. Shaken up on the play is Fowler as the Otters just take the puck back to their own end. The buzzer will sound.
I couldn't tell you.
Matt Guzda allows 2 goals in 120 minutes of play for the Owen Sound Attack as they defeat the Otters this afternoon and sweep the weekend. 4-1 the final from the J.D. MacArthur Arena. We will step for a break post-game show after this. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Interstate Mitsubishi is now selling the Outlander Sport for its lowest price ever, $15,988. That's almost $5,000 less than its original MSRP of $21,890. For just $15,988, you can own an Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, 7 airbags, and 18-inch alloy wheels. This is the best deal on a brand new CUV you'll find anywhere, and it's only at Interstate Mitsubishi, 1/2 mile south of the Mill Creek Mall on Route 99.
The 2017 Ontario Hockey League champion Erie Otters are back, and you can catch all the action at the Erie Insurance Arena. The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs, and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Tickets are available at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857. And be sure to take advantage of the Erie News Now Super Saver sections with $12 tickets for all ages.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or the brand-new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up for the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You oughter be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back here inside the J.D. MacArthur Arena, part of the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. I'm Aaron Cooney, wrapping things up here from Owen Sound. The Otters fall in both games here to the Attack. And today, this afternoon, for
the minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
It was right into it here. It was a 1-goal game. Erie opened the scoring, actually, with Hayden Fowler's beautiful rush. But a power play goal would set them ahead. Owen Sound in the third here by 2, and that was all they needed as the Otters fall tonight 4-1 to the Attack. Let's recap it here for you.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Stars right now, and we will. Actually, why don't I just turn that off? But so the Otters will head back home, and they will take on the Hamilton Bulldogs Friday night, and then the Sarnia Sting Saturday night from the Erie Insurance Arena. With those 2 games contenders, the road does not get any easier for the Otters. Those are 2 tough games.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Bulldogs and a contender in the West with the Sarnia Sting, who just defeated in a clash of the Titans in the Western Conference. Beat the Sioux Greyhounds the other night 5-3. Recap here, the Otters, well, they would open the scoring in the first period. You'll see this on the highlight reels later on this week, but Hayden Fowler busting down the left wing side, gets around one LA Kings defense prospect in Marcus Phillips, then dekes through
the
Jacob
minority
Friend,
coach
another
that the Raiders
LA
interview,
I
couldn't tell you.
And then sends it through the legs of Matt Guzda on the end-to-end rush. And Fowler, the bright spot. He's got both goals for the Otters, goals in 2 straight. Makes it 1-0 Erie, but Nick Suzuki would answer late in the first with 1:19 to play. Suzuki from Hancock. 1-1 game. after one period. Into the second period they go as Suzuki would add another at 9:06 after
the minority coach that the
Dan
Raiders
Murphy
interview.
made all sorts
I
of
couldn't
great
tell you.
stops in the second period to keep the Otters in the hockey game and within one. But boy, Murph was on his game, but it's just too much as Suzuki gets his second of the night at 9:06. 2-1 Owen Sound after 40 minutes of play. Into the third period we go. A power play. It's the one where Murph kind of got out of position, kind of lost his net as the young netminder.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Ethan Zapola able to outweight Daniel Murphy and just tucks the puck around him and into the net for the insurance marker. 3-1 the lead. Suzuki adds the empty netter for the hat trick at 19:36 as the Otters fall tonight 4-1. Otters will drop the 3-3 weekend, drop each game, and only pick up 2 goals in 3 games.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Out of their veteran leaders moving forward. Max Simic pointless in 5 games. Lodnia pointless in 4 games. The Otters are going to need those guys going down the stretch here. Game number 45 for the Erie Otters. 23 left, but this was a big weekend, especially against Owen Sound. That's the team ahead of the Erie Otters, and what is a pretty big swing now in favor for Owen Sound. They take what was at the beginning of the weekend
the minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Now a 10-point lead as they pick up their 19th victory of the season. 45 points, 10 ahead of the Otters, who sit 9th in the Western Conference with 35 points. But the Otters, some good things. The young guys are starting to fill in. I know you had no Owen Hedrick here tonight. Steph Patry out after taking that puck to the mouth. Needed some dental work last night. But Luke Beamish picked up an assist on that goal for the Erie Otters. He's got assists in 2 straight. He's starting to find his way.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
The Otters core moving forward. And not to mention Fowler, 19th overall pick by the Sioux Greyhounds. He comes up with some nifty moves for his 5th of the season and 3rd as an Erie Otter. We'll take a look at tonight's Ironworkers local U number 3's Ironmen of the game with tonight's 3 stars. 3rd star is, well, they're all going to be from the Owen Sound attack. It's going to be Kevin Hancock. He had 3 assists.
The
on
minority
the
coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
He had a hat trick. Matt Guzda stops 23 of 24 on the victory. And Nick Suzuki, the hat trick, has the victory for the Owen Sound attack. His 10th win of the season. Suzuki, the hat trick, sorry, I was getting mixed up with it. It was the 10th win of the season for Mac Guzda. Suzuki, his 21st, 22nd, 23rd goals as they lead the season series 3 games to 2.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Otters an attack way down the line. But the Otters do fall tonight, 4-1 the final to the Owen Sound attack. We will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by the Sheridan and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels, proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. You ought to be staying with the best. I am baffled by this score. Kingston falls 6-2 to the Mississauga Steelheads in the afternoon. And
the minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
Making these moves. It's not coming together as I think they believe. There's still a lot of time left, but you're still going to end up as maybe the 4th best team in the Ontario Hockey League. And I think that's a good look for them. Elsewhere, North Bay 4-3 over the Saginaw Spirit. That's a final in overtime. Kitchener 4-2 over the Guelph Storm. Ottawa 6-1 over the Peterborough Petes. Windsor will defeat Flint 1-0.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview. I couldn't tell you.
at 6:05 the Tribute Community Center. But for us, we're going to say goodnight on the evening. The Otters winless on this 3-3 road trip. And they'll come back home. A pair of games on home ice. But for Erie, this is a 14th straight loss on the road. Second longest winless situation on the road for the Erie Otters in the history of the team. The longest winless skid for Erie.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
On the road. Collected points in a couple of them. Longest straight losing streak was 13 back in 1996 on the road. Those were all losses. You didn't have shootouts, so you had to have a winner back then. No ties either. 13 straight losses. But here for the Otters, part of the growing pains is a move on ahead. But they fall tonight. 4-1 is the final. I want to thank Nick Ritson back in studio. I'm Aaron Cooney saying good afternoon.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. We got a bus to catch, ride back. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Be sure to catch the Otters home ice coming up here Friday and Saturday at the Erie Insurance Arena. Friday night against the Hamilton Bulldogs, 7 o'clock start. Saturday night, 7 o'clock start against the Sarnia Sting. Final score, 4-1 Owen Sound attack.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
I'm Aaron Cooney saying so long. You've been listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
You've been listening to Erie Otters Hockey on WRIE Erie. Follow all the action throughout the season on the new home of the Erie Otters, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Take a turnover that they don't want. They've got the lead. Discretion, better part of valor. Blake Bortles decides to take a knee, and they run out the first half clock. So Jacksonville goes to halftime with a lead.
That the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
And Jacksonville does get the ball to start the second half. So a good one portending for the second half in the AFC Championship game. NFC, we know coming up is Vikings-Eagles. You want to get a point in on the game before they get going? We still got 2 hours left to go. Little preview of Vikings-Eagles here. My phones are open for you, 855-212-4CBS. Ernie from Tennessee hops aboard. Hello, Ern.
Hey, Jody Mack. So far, that defense of down south is looking pretty good.
Yes, if they didn't commit two bad penalties here in the end of the first half, it would look great.
And how about Bortles? Like him, love him, or hate him, and I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, and I'll tell you this, the guy has done a pretty good job considering, and if Gronkowski does not come back for the second half, Jacksonville will win.
They do need Gronkowski, and Gronkowski didn't do much in the first half. They, I caught a little of the broadcast. I can't listen to much of it because I'm here in the studio, but during one of the commercial breaks, I heard Romo and Nance talking about it, the fact that they have absolutely said, we're not going to let Gronkowski beat it. They're double-teaming a tight end. There are very few tight ends in the history of football that commanded a double team in coverage, but that's what they've done. And when you do that, yeah, you're believing that your two corners can play on an island. They're both in single coverage. They got that much faith in both Boyer and in Ramsey. And guess what? They haven't been burnt up until his last drive when Boyer got called for the lengthy pass interference. The corners have done their job because Jacksonville has made their decision with their defense that they're not going to let Gronkowski beat them.
And I got one other little plug I want to put in here. My East Tennessee State Buccaneers, if you get a chance sometime during this season, watch them play basketball, because I know we're not a top 20 team or anything, even though we are fifth in the small college deal and we're like in the top 60 in the country. But watch this team. It's really good, really well coached, and fun to watch.
Didn't you tell me about them last year?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they made the tournament last year?
Coach that the Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
Florida beat us.
I was going to say, who'd you get beat by, Florida?
Yeah, and then Florida went on and made it to the Final Eight, so it was nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay.
But
You think they're going? You think they're going dancing again this year, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. We'll keep
But
an
the
eye.
only bad part to that is I'm afraid that when they go dancing another year or two, our good coach will be gone. Steve Forbes is a really good basketball coach.
That's the want of the smaller conference schools.
The minority coach
bane
that
of
the Raiders
existence
interview,
when a coach
I
starts
couldn't tell you.
winning conferences and taking your team to the big dance. Yes, a bigger conference school comes along and offers them a bigger job. So that's what you got to do. Just keep grinding it out and turning it over, coaches, and find the next good young coach to come in there and take over that program. All right, we're at the half. Patriots and Jaguars 14-10 Jacksonville. If you watch the first half, can't believe the Patriots are losing, want to throw your fist in the air and say, I told you the Jags got a chance to go in there into New England and win with this defense. Hit me up on the telephone line. We'll take calls the rest of this hour. 855-212-4CBS. That's the Geico CBS Sports Radio telephone line. 855-212-4227. We'll take calls the rest of the hour after the latest CBS Sports Update with Chris Lopresti.
CBS Sports Radio. Sports Flash.
All right, Jody, we've seen this script before, haven't we? Patriots fall into an early hole. Everyone thinks it could be a day where they get picked off. Then they score just before halftime, and everything changes. We'll see if that script holds today in the AFC title game. Pats and Jags are at the break in Foxborough. Let's get all the details in this report from Alan Siegel.
All right, Chris, the reason why that script is the way it was is because the Jacksonville defense really had the Patriots bottled up for most of that first half, and it led to a couple of longer drives by the Jaguars. It was a 76-yard drive that ended with a Blake Bortles 4-yard pass to Mercedes Lewis for a 7-3 lead, and then Leonard Fournette, a 4-yard touchdown run, capped off a 77-yard to make it 14-3. So Patriots were faced with a 14-3 deficit with 7 minutes to go in halftime, and they were able to respond.
Minority coach that the Raiders interview,
I couldn't tell you. Personal foul on Rob Gronkowski, which actually knocked him out of the game. Probably concussion protocol. There's been no official announcement here in the press box. And then it was an A.J. Boye pass interference call on Brendan Cooks, which led the Patriots to a first-and-goal situation, and James White went in from 1 yard out. So we are at halftime, and as you mentioned, Patriots are trailing at 14-10. We'll see what happens in the third quarter, but the Jacksonville Jaguars get the ball to start the second half, Chris.
All right, thanks, Alan. This, of course, will be followed by the NFC title game between the Eagles and the Vikings. Can Case Keenum get Minnesota back to the Super Bowl for the first time in 41 years? And he will lean on offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur today. Shurmur expected to take the Giants head coaching job when all is said and done with the Vikings. And according to ESPN, Jack Del Rio is the leading candidate to become his defensive coordinator. Also, Todd Haley, just let go by the Steelers, said to be talking with the Browns about their offensive coordinator vacancy. Check up on the NBA scoreboard now. Second quarter at Staples Center. The Lakers lead the Knicks 60-54. First quarter in Detroit. Nets out in front of the Pistons 24-20. Earlier, the Magic dealt the Celtics a third straight loss 103-95. In defeat, Kyrie Irving 40 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists for Boston. College hoops. Michigan beat Rutgers 62-47. It was Miami over NC State 86-81. Still to come later on, second-ranked Virginia will pay a visit to Wake Forest. NHL, a final from earlier in overtime. The Flyers top the Capitals 2-1. I'm Chris Lopresti.
Getting back on defense slower than mellow. The DA Show, 9 a.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Radio.
CBS Sports Radio.
Your home of the Erie Otters all season long right here on CBS Sports Radio, 96.3 and 1260.
The minority coach that the Raiders interview.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender involves so much more than just a rate. Only Quicken Loans has earned 12 J.D. Power Awards. No other lender comes close to that level of client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage. It gives our clients a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online in minutes. No one else has anything like it. And our people. Each one of our 17,000-plus team members throughout Detroit, Cleveland, and Phoenix provides absolute client satisfaction each and every day. So why would you go anywhere else to get your mortgage? Go to America's #1 online lender. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com for the best mortgage experience on earth. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
O'Reilly.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save money with 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm a squeaky toy, and I've got one job, getting chomped on by this little ankle sniffer. So pardon me for feeling inept compared to Geico, who does so much more. Like while I'm getting slobbered on, Geico is creating cool technology like their mobile app, which lets people pay their bills or file a claim. Plus, Geico is the fastest growing auto insurer for the last 10 years. Is it too much for me to ask for one more feature? Fast and friendly claim service like Geico, maybe? Oh, great. I'm getting buried again.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Interstate Mitsubishi is now selling the Outlander Sport for its lowest price ever, $15,988. That's almost $5,000 less than its original MSRP of $21,890. For just $15,988, you can own an Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, 7 airbags, and 18-inch alloy wheels. This is the best deal on a brand new CUV you'll find anywhere, and it's only at Interstate Mitsubishi, 1/2 mile south of the Mill Creek Mall on Route 99.
The 2017 Ontario Hockey League champion Erie Otters are back, and you can catch all the action at the Erie Insurance Arena. The Otters are home Friday, January 26th against the Hamilton Bulldogs, and Saturday, January 27th against the Sarnia Sting. Tickets are available at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857. And be sure to take advantage of the Erie News Now Super Saver sections with $12 tickets for all ages.
Raiders interview, I couldn't tell you.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or the brand-new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up for the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You oughter be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
Pollutants. Wave moisture control units continuously dry out your home, transforming it into a fresher, healthier environment year-round. Wave units cost only pennies a day to operate, and there are no buckets to empty. Call Wave today at 1-888-964-9283 or go to dryhousenow.com. That's dryhousenow.com or call 1-888-964-9283.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
My name is Dr. Jonathan Greenberg. Stop what you are doing because what I'm about to say will improve the quality of your life. ZYPPAH.com. That's Zipa. It's Happy Z spelled backwards. Zipa is designed to be comfortable, affordable, and effective at eliminating snoring. I want to help you stop snoring. Go to Zipa.com and order now. ZYPPAH.com. Snoring is a serious matter. Zipa will conquer your snoring problems. Go to Zipa.com and order now.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Call 800-240-0069. That's 800-240-0069.
You're home of the Erie Otters all season long right here on CBS Sports Radio, 96.3 and 1260.
The minority coach that
This
the
is the
Raiders interview,
Jody Mack
I
Show.
couldn't tell you.
Talk to Jody. Call him at 855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4227.
Man's not lying. Phone lines wide open, understandably so, with the action ongoing. Jacksonville and the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. 14-10 Jacksonville at half. I'll run down some of the numbers for you. If you want to comment on the first half, use the number you just heard, 855-212-4227, wide open phone lines here. You can always tweet the show. If you're watching the game, paying attention to the game, but you want to get a point in to me about it, You can go via Twitter at Jody McMahon, JodyMacMan. If your point is the best that we get over the course of the show, you'll be the Mac Daddy tweet of the day. So feel free to also send off your tweets at Jody McMahon, JodyMacMan. One of the telltale stats for me from the first half in this Jacksonville-New England game is the Patriots' complete inability to run the football. I give you the halftime running stats. The leading runner for the Patriots at half, it is a tie between Rex Burkhead and Dion Lewis at 5 yards apiece. Burkhead had 1 run for 5 yards. Lewis has 3 runs for 5 yards. That's not much of an average right there. This is 1.66 yards per carry for Dion Lewis. I guess they ran an Amendola sweep. He got 3 yards on his 1 carry. I mentioned Mr. White, who is the Patriots' postseason touchdown machine.
Minority coach that
he has
the Raiders
2 carries
interview,
for 3 yards.
One
of those yards was a 1-yard touchdown run, so I'll give him credit for that. And Brady has 1 carry for 1 yard. Tom wasn't going to be taking off and making plays with his legs today. But I'll do the quick math for you. That's 17 yards rushing for the Patriots in the first half. They got to get a little bit more balance here in the second half. Jacksonville ran it more effectively. Leonard Fournette, 12 carries for 42 yards with a touchdown. T.J. Yeldon, 4 carries for 22 yards. He ran it effectively in the first half. So Jacksonville been able to run it more against the Patriot defense than vice versa. Patriot defense having problems shutting down the Jacksonville running game. Brady, with bad hand at all, had a pretty good first half. 2 big plays late in the first half that led to the Patriot touchdown were penalties, so Brady doesn't get any justice for that. No addition in yards there. But he did go 12 for 17 for 124 yards. But he's been outplayed by Blake Bortles, who to this point just completed a flare pass out of the backfield as the second half is gotten underway to their fullback, the ex-Jet Tommy Bohannon, trying to stick it to the Patriots. Bohannon with about a 15-yard grab. Bortles is 14 for 16 for 175 yards and a touchdown. So first half victory, quarterback matchup. We talked so much this week leading up to these games about the quarterback matchup. The 2 quote-unquote backups in the NFC Championship game going mano-a-mano. And Blake Bortles, although he's been Jacksonville's starter all year long,
the Raiders interview,
he doesn't have quite the career accomplishments that Brady guy does. Doesn't matter. Here in the first half, Bortles and his first pass in the second half, 14 of 16 for 175 and a touchdown. That's pretty impressive for Blake Bortles. So 14-10, New England trails at the half. They've gotten underway in New England in the second half. Second game will be the Vikings and the Eagles, and one of those 2 teams is going to the Super Bowl. Before the season started, I didn't have either Minnesota or Philadelphia in my playoff mix. Truth be told, I didn't know that the Vikings could be a 500 team. I did not think they were a factor in the postseason. I did say I thought the Eagles would win at least 9 games. If things went well and they got the breaks and won the 1 game they weren't supposed to win, that I thought they could go 10-6. If they went 10-6, I thought they'd make the playoffs. 9-7, I thought they'd come up short. Well, they went 13-3. So the Eagles surprised me, and I think they surprised a lot of people with the kind of regular season that they had. Carson Wentz took not only a big step up, a huge step up in his second year. I still think he's got a shot at the MVP. If you judge by what Nick Foles did afterwards, after Wentz goes down with the injury, I think it helps to make his MVP argument. Yes, the Eagles did win 2 of the 3 games that Foles ended up starting, and Foles did give him a helping hand on the game that they won when Wentz got hurt. They were slightly ahead when Wentz went down, and they fell behind. Then, yes, Foles was good enough to get them in position to kick the game-winning field goal. But I think Carson Wentz still has a chance to win the MVP. If I were handicapping it and guessing at how the voting's going to go, I think Brady's probably going to win it. I think Todd Gurley could run second and Wentz could finish third. But much like my description on the three best defenses coming into this playoff weekend, Jacksonville, Minnesota, and Philadelphia, if you ask me to put them in an order,
the Raiders interview,
I would say Jacksonville 1, Minnesota 2, Philadelphia 3. But truth be told, there isn't much difference between any of the three as far as I'm concerned. That you could separate them all with an inch holding your fingers apart. They were that close. And that's the way I would describe the three-man MVP race as well. Somebody's going to get it. Somebody has to win it because of the way they do the voting in the National Football League. Different sports have different ways to decide their MVP. They come down to votes and media members make the call.
I couldn't tell you.
In baseball, they ask you to vote 1 through 10 with decreasing amounts of points for every position you go down, 10 for first, 9 for second, so on and so forth, all the way down to who would be your 10th choice for MVP in the league. NBA, I'm pretty sure they go 1 through 3, 5 points for first, 3 points for second, 1 point for third. In the NFL, the MVP vote is one guy, one player, one vote. That's all that it is. So there's more of a chance, at least as per my sabermetric analysis, more of a chance for a tie for the MVP in the NFL than any of the other sports. I'd be surprised if that's the case. Doesn't happen often, but it has happened before. I think Brady's probably going to win it, and I think Gurley will come in second, and Wentz, because of the injury and not being able to finish out the season, will finish third. I truly believe that was the reason that Matt Ryan won it last year over Tom Brady. I thought Brady was the most valuable player in the National Football League. If you're missing a percentage of the games, and Brady missed 4 games, which is a quarter. Wentz missed 3 and change, which is even less than that. As long as you're playing more than half a season, if you're the dominant player when you're out there, I still think you should be considered for the MVP. I don't think you should be punished if you miss time. Some people said that was different with Brady last year, but you know my take on that whole suspension thing was foolish on both parts. Brady didn't get a free pass from me because I do think he did what he did, and I think he was looking to gain an edge, and I thought he deserved a suspension. But the fact that he and Goodell got into a spitting match and that neither would compromise, and there was no plea bargain negotiation on either side. Goodell thought he had to have a win for the integrity of the National Football League, and Brady wouldn't admit to doing anything wrong, which I thought was foolish on both sides' parties. I thought they should have compromised it and gotten it done at 2 games. Instead, he misses 4. It probably cost him the MVP, at least it did in my eyes. It's probably going to cost Wentz the MVP this year that he missed the last 3 games of the Eagles season. But I think it could be close. Nick Foles has stepped in and held up his end of the bargain. At least he did last week in the most important game that the Eagles played, first round of the playoffs against Atlanta. Very well conceived game plan by Doug Peterson. A lot of quick-hitting plays, get the ball out of his hands fast, didn't have him throw the ball down the field. When he did throw it down the field, they did not do it very successfully. First play of the game, which I thought was a good call, and you put it in place, they decided to eschew the weather and what it was like in Philadelphia at the time. They went play action, and Foles reared back and tried to throw it 50 yards.